Hey, VOD crew. If you're watching the VOD, you can skip forward if you'd like when things happen. Right now, things aren't happening, though, because that's life. Sometimes you gotta be funky fresh and roll with the punches. Know what I'm saying? It is how it is, because it be words. Okay, well, let's get some music going on. Let's go bump this. Sweet, guys, good music. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oof. Max on deck and Apiary streaming right now. Both just started. Yikes. Lol. What up, J Chef? Long one. A long one. Yeah, we're in for a long one. Oh, what up, Krobit? Don't you dare, Krobit. I am not a 40% sympathizer. Not really. God dang. Lips are always so dry. Long 40s. Oh. Huey 40 hands? Oh yeah. That's true. That's those are the best kinds of 40s. For sure. And when I spill a small amount of water myself. Hey TBM Blue. Hey, what's the stream about? Well, TBM Blue, this is a kind of a different stream than most keyboard streams. I don't know if you ever watched a show called Top Gear. They used to have a segment called wasn't called the Cool Board. It was very similar to this, but essentially, it's a very simple premise. There are random topics we'll bring up in the community, whether it's key sets or keyboards, and we're just gonna put them on the board and chat and myself. We're just gonna have a nice little conversation or argument about how cool that item is. So if you look at some items, you know, we've said GMK Pristine is meh. You know, it's not completely cool, but it's meh, right? Some things like the LZ Ergo TKL, it's cool, and if it, you know, really surpasses things like the TGR Alice, wow, it's amazing, absolutely A plus. And that's what we're gonna do today in the stream. I have like 16 items that we're gonna talk about, and this is an excuse for everyone to be an elitist under the most justified means, I think. I know every episode, as well as going through new things, there's usually a lot of new viewers, so sometimes we'll go over old stuff, because I think a lot of people like to argue with me that some things are ranked too high and some things are ranked too low. For reference, you saw Alice was number 1. The lowest rated item on the cool board is GMK Necro, next to Taihao Cubic. 62/60 is pretty low as well. But those are the low lows. Those are if someone compares something you have with any of those, you know you've messed up in life, right? Like, no one wants to be called, you're the Taihao Cubic of X. That's not a point in life you want to get to, right? Hey, what up, FX? It's probably gonna be a slow start today. I think everyone's watching Mechs on Deck and Gas, because both of them are streaming to hella numbers right now. I got a whole total of like 5 you guys, which is all we need, baby. We're gonna get started in just a minute now. And when we get started, 7 viewers. Oh, my thing still says 1. So I'm just guessing how many numbers for people are here. Hope everyone's doing good today. It's Monday. If you're in quarantine staying at home, I'm sure that probably doesn't change anything. For those of you who are still working, then Monday's Monday. You don't see alpaca switches. I have not covered those yet. I don't think we'll cover them today, but we may cover them in a future episode. Tired. I know that feel. So the thing about the cool board is it moves from left to right before it moves from down to up. So, for example, TKC 1800 is low here, but it is more right than the SA nuclear data. So TKC 1800, for example, will be cooler, but because it's in the same line as this LANT 40, this LANT 40 within that same tier is slightly cooler, but they're still in the same within that same tier of coolness. Just this, at that point, this LANT is a bit higher. So that's how it works when we get to things on this board. We got a lot of things. I got notes today. Alpacas on the cool board already? No, they are not. I have not put. I don't think they will put them for. I don't know. Jeff, just less spoiler. Alpacas are right on the border of meh and cool. I haven't used them, so when we go over them, if I still haven't used them yet by the next episode, it may be all up to chat. Quite a few of these things are like all on chat, because all these things, some of these things I've never seen like even at meetups. So it's cray cray. How many items do we have today? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 items today. What are meetups? Meetups are this thing we used to have in ancient history of keyboards. It's okay. The only qualification, Sake, is to have an opinion. This is the best low effort show ever. Yeah, KeyCon, I was hyped for KeyCon too. But I feel like all meetups for the rest of this year, even like my NorCal meetup in November, is not going to be a thing that's going to happen. Which is sad and unfortunate. But, you know, fingers crossed. But at this point, I don't think I'll be hosting my meetup this year, which is sad. There's a NorCal meetup every November, usually the second weekend that I host. We usually get between 300 to 450 people every year, which is pretty exciting. Yeah. You're in NorCal, you might have to go. Well, if it's happening this year, who knows? If it does happen this year, then you gotta go, right? If it doesn't, yeah. Crowbit says, your opinion is that you should buy GMK Frost Switch. You may get Adam to give you a reach around as a bonus add-on. That's a pretty good reward. He has big hands, you know what I'm saying? So he can reach all the way around. No, but you guys should definitely consider GMK Frost Switch from switchmod.net. Because you should. Because you should. I need to move my mic a little closer. There we go. There we go. Okay, we'll start in under 5 minutes. Ooh, up to 17. Once we hit at least 20 people and within 3 to 5 minutes, we're gonna get started. Oh, my count went from 17 to 7. Nice. Thanks, Twitch. That's okay. Streaming the cool board. If anyone wants to join. Okay, it's gonna get spicy. Are you guys ready to get spicy today? I'm ready to get spicy today. Real talk, do people enjoy watching a CNC machine cut? Kinda. For a lot of people, it's like something they've never seen or even know about at all. So for a lot of people, it can be a pretty cool thing. Well, I think it's time. Is everyone ready for the cool board? I have to say it in a cool voice every single time I introduce it, because otherwise, well, what's the point? What's the point? Okay, let's get started. Okay, chat, I hope the chat pick the first item. I'm gonna scroll down. You guys can see all the topics. And the first person I see to type any of the topics in, we'll start with first. Ready, steady, go. Rocketeer, Mercury Rocketeer by J-Chef. Okay. This is the first item we'll be starting with today. Let's talk about the Mercury Rocketeer. Do we really want to talk about the Mercury Rocketeer? Why did I put this item on? Why did I do this to you guys? Why did I do this to you all? Well, so the Mercury XZ Slain Mercury Rocketeer went for $250 based on a mid-century typewriter. This is it. It came with the keycaps, came with that case. The case is kind of weird because it has that gap on you can see on the bottom. Not a fan of this. I think the colors aren't horrible. I'm just confused why there's no legends on the caps, shift, enter, shifts. This board could have been okay. It could have been at least okay. Like what is this right? This looks bad right here. It looks bad. 2 USB-C ports, I guess. It's like you're hiding your top row, but you're overexposing your bottom row. Oh my gosh. At least it came with keycaps, but like I don't feel that vibe at all. I don't feel it. That the vibe is not there. Okay, let's see what people say in the 981 discussion comments. Bro, can I just get the keycaps? This drop was a true fiasco for me. Oh, images. Here we go. The arrow set is wrong. I don't care about your arrow set. Okay, let me see actual. We got some pics of this damage. Okay, so we now know it uses plate mounted stabs, north facing LEDs. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but the color looks a bit different. USB ports, case USB ports. That's interesting. How does that work? They just run like a super short USB-C to C and then okay. Oh, this is a hot swap version. Okay. That's why it's probably all north facing. Let's just look one more page a little bit. Then we'll go back to the cool board. Lighting and rendering. Da 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 da. This is Lane. Oh, this is a message from Lane. Why isn't final look? Da 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 da. Okay, it's just defending it. Okay. Okay. Here's a better picture of the look. Oh, that looks. No. 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 And it looks totally different in this picture. This is like an overly contrasted picture. Photos tab next to discussion. There should be a picture of the bottom. Go on, pictures load. Thanks, pictures. They deleted it. Well. Let's go back to the cool board. Let's go back to the Mercury Rocketeer. This is not a cool board. I think we can all agree quite easily it's not cool. The question is, how uncool is this board? How uncool is it? That's my question. How uncool is it? I think it's pretty uncool. I don't know about... Is it Yikes? Is it a Yikes? Is it a truly Yikes board? It might be. I don't know if... I think it's Yikes. I think it's Yikes. What do you guys think? It's a Yikes. It sounds terrible. It says janky. Yikes confirmed. It's like a seafoam green color. Mega Yikes is typing. I think I'm going with Yikes. Okay, we're in the Yikes. Would you rather have this or like one of these keycap sets? Oh god, what are we doing? We're being judgmental assholes. Okay, so Mercury Rocketeer, definitely on the Yikes category of things in this community. How Yikes is it? I think it's pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad. Oh, Nebula has the picture. You can see where the front-facing screw is on the bottom edge. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's just put it... I'm gonna put it down... I think it's fine here, though, actually. No. Is it... Janky says it's worse than even a bad GMK set because at least a bad GMK set is still a GMK. Well, the worst GMK set we have is GMK Necro, but there are more issues and why that's so bad. It's not that bad. Is it? No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'll put it in the same tier as SA Song Dynasty, JTK High Refuse, but actually I'll put it same tier but higher than those. So it's not as cool as GMK Keyboard & Co. It's one tier back, but it's the coolest of that tier back. I'll put it there for now. Krell, what do you think you'd put it under Keyboard & Co.? It's worse than Ocean Dolch. It is put at a lower spot. So the board goes from left to right before it goes from up to down. So like where it is, Keyboard & Co. is ranked at a cooler spot than Mercury Rocketeer. I'm gonna leave it there for now. I think this is an okay place. Don't worry, Nebula. When we may have a chance later to revisit up to 6 items for everyone to re-argue. That's gonna be a thing coming up. Janky, what makes Bento Nano so bad? Go ask Apiary and Osiris when they're on the show. But essentially, the rotary encoder, the knob, the slider, doesn't really work with QMK easily. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It just looks nice, but in terms of like its usage, it's a pain. So yeah, Mercury goes lower. Okay, let's put it lower. I'm okay with that. Put it there for now. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. I think this is an appropriate place for Mercury Rocketeer. I don't think anyone's gonna disagree that it's in the Yikes. Maybe except for Zlane, the designer. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna scroll down. I'll let chat pick the next one. As soon as you see one that you want us to cover, the first person to type one out. We'll go over them. All right, Nebulant says SA 1976. So did Janky. Great minds think alike. Okay, SA 1976. Let's talk about this set. Because this is definitely... It's definitely a set, right? So let's go back up to this. It is designed by NG Coder. It was live on PMK. And it's like... It's the gradient design set. It's not like necessarily a gradient because it changes color. It's striped. There you go. It's a 3-stripe set. With that teal stripe, that orange stripe, and that yellow stripe. I guess it's 4 colors. How cool is SA 1976? Like, if I just go new tab, SA 1976, we go to images. Is this cool? Is this guy right here? Is this a cool board? What do you guys think? Yay, nay, what dost thou say? Has it aged well? It was really cool when it came out. A lot of people liked it. You'd see it on a ton of boards, especially tray mounts. I wasn't born. I wasn't alive in the 70s. So I don't know if this is thematically correct in any way. It is based off a poster from that era. I always thought it was okay at best. I come with Krellbit. I respect what it's trying to do. Personally, I've never been a huge fan. I've seen a lot of builds where it's super cool, though. I remember Apolitary used to have a build where he had this wood vinyl wrapped TKL, and he had the set on it, and it looked beautiful with that wood vinyl wrap on. I think it worked really well in certain situations like that. Or like on a blackboard where all you care about is just the key sets. But does that make SA 1976 cool? In today's money, the base kit is $75 if it goes back in stock. And then obviously you'd want to get, that's only for 60%, so you want to get $75 plus a TKL kit, $35. We're at 110. Non-standard keys as well, 32. You're at 130, 142. So you're at money, right? But of course, then again, SA sets could go for way more, way more. But what it ended up doing in making people, yeah, a lot of people started making gradient and stripe sets because of the success of 1976. And at the time, it was hot, and people really liked it for that. It did start this trend. I am still not a fan of the trend because I don't think any set really does gradients super well. Yeah. I would say it had a negative effect on the community because of that. So, it's not a WoW. Even back then, it's not a WoW. Today, it's not a WoW. Back then, it would have definitely been a cool. Is it still a cool? I personally don't think so. I don't think it's a cool set anymore. I think, just like the 70s, its time has passed. SA 1976, you're an old man now. So Nebulant believes low meh, J-Shuff meh / cool. Atora says low meh, Amesbird meh. Maybe you like it, but it's meh. Same vibe from 1976. Yeah, I mean, okay. Is it cool? Let's see other SA sets. Thanks so much for the 9 months at tier 1. No worries, Brian. SA 1976. Is it cooler than SA green screen? That's the question. Yes? No? Maybe? Is it cooler? Is it in the same tier but just higher up? J-Chef says no. Krellbit believes SA is only for boomres, or by guessing boomers. I'm trying to think where it would go. Like, I don't think it's not nuclear data uncool, right? Like, I don't think it's that level. Right? It's not SA nuclear data levels of uncool or meh. But is it green screen level? Is it? That's the CN66. Okay. I think it's in the same tier, but maybe a bit higher. A Taurus below nuclear data. That's intense. Not as good as Chocolatier. Well, if it's right here, it wouldn't be as cool because Chocolatier is still more on the right. I think SA green screen isn't as cool. I think it being uniform SA makes it cooler than sculpted SA. Because I think sculpted SA is way worse than uniform, to be honest. I'm going to disagree with you there, Zerp. I think uniform SA is basically just tall boy DSA, and DSA is better than SA. Therefore, I'm going to go tall boy DSA is better than sculpted SA. Yeah, just like J-Chef said, row 3, all row 3 SA is better than SA. I'm going to have to... unless anyone can argue why I shouldn't put it in the mid to low meh, in the same tier as everything that's directly below it, let me know. I think it's fine here. I think this is an okay place for SA 1976. It is not aged particularly well, in my opinion. It was cool, but like the 70s, its time has passed. And that's just the world we live in, you know? One of these days, I'm going to be on the cool board. I'm going to move from yikes to off the board. You're probably right, J-Shuff. There's going to be a hill somewhere to die on one of these episodes, one of these topics. Yeah, I think the reason I don't want to put it higher is kind of what Krellbit said. The effect of 1976 is worse than 1976. That's the big issue, right? It made all these gradient sets people design come out, and they're not good. Well, I'm using the wrong screen. There we go. And they're just not good. So, do I dislike Vileplume? I think Vileplume is like probably the only striped / gradient sets that worked. But we've seen over a dozen gradient sets fail in their interest check because they're fugly. Right? I would say Vileplume is worse than 1976, though. At least 1976 was like the most original with the concept of striped. Like, if we had Vileplume on, it'd probably be, meh. What's my full-time gig? Project manager at a solar construction company. So, I'm gonna put it there. Okay, someone in chat, point out the next topic for me, and we'll get to it. 3 run. Okay, Krellbit's fast on his fingers. Oh, thank you very much, K-Sauce. Okay, so let's talk about GMK 3 run. GMK 3. What a set, right? 3 run. Who remembers this set? What a crazy time to be alive. GMK 3 run. Okay, so GMK 3 run was designed by Mito, the same creator behind Pulse, Godspeed, Overcast, Laser. I can't believe Zamamon did his render. I wonder if Zamamon looks back at these renders and still likes himself. I guess an advantage was it was $60 to fit a standard 60%. You had to pay more if you wanted the hacker / standard, which is for the win keyless bottom row, and the HHKB options. It would still be under $100 with that add-on. But that's not, I mean, that all those things help the sets. Yeah, not even 65%. It's just 60% compatibility. But what's the big issue with this set? I think the colors is the biggest issues. Wow, it's not even the 7U spacebar too. It's a 6U, so it's yikes. highlighter themed keycap sets. Yeah. Maybe if like that neon was used as like an accent, kind of like how Dixie Mech for 9009, right? He had that neon pink. He used that as a strong accent to push the set, but it wasn't like overbearing like it is on this, right? This is definitely like a sign of like an earlier set in his design career, so to speak, to a degree. I don't think it's aged well. I don't even think. Well, then again, I didn't even like it when it came out, to be honest. I think it looks bad. I still think it looks bad. Does anyone like this set? That's my honest question. Maybe being like facetious and mean, but does anyone actually like GMK3 Run? Do you? I don't know. I do not know. It's gonna be a no for you. Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me too. Is it yikes territory? I think it's one of the worst GMK sets, to be perfectly honest. One of the worst, in my opinion. It's one of the worst GMK sets. Would I still feel that way if it was a different designer? Oh yeah. I don't even care that it was Amido that designed this set. It's pretty bad. Like, okay, this is definitely a better picture of it because this is like weird lighting. I think a weird lighting makes it better. But definitely a bottom barrel set. Does it cross into yikes territory? What is chat? I wonder what you all think. Does GMK3 Run cross into yikes territory, or is it still meh? Right? I think. What does it cost for a 60%, just 60%, just standard layout, which is 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 6.25, and then 1.25 times 4, $60 plus shipping. That was it. Which is, I mean, $60 for a 60% standard layout, not the worst for GMK, to be honest. I mean, in today's money, when you can get $100 or $110 for way more compatibility, then it's kind of a bad value in today's money. So for $20 more, I would also get an EPBT keycap sets. Girl, but you think the idea was good at the time? The colors appealed to someone. At least they matched and something new was tried. Therefore, low meh instead of yikes. That's true. It wasn't like it tried something. That's a very good point. I think you swayed me to at least keep it in meh, as opposed to chuck it in the yikes bin. Because don't get me wrong, I was gonna chuck it in that yikes bin. But like a fish head, I will keep it because there's at least something good about it. Usually the eyes. The eyes are the best part of a fish head. Meh? Where in the meh, though? Lowest meh possible. Under SA nuclear data. This would be the lowest meh possible. You were a bit late. Will we go over the whole list after I'm finished? I'll go over certain things. There's a lot to go over. Megashawn, this is accumulation of several episodes. But let's put it there. I think it's fine. Lowest meh? Anyone think it should be higher or lower than the lowest meh? Oh, Jeff, you troll. I think it's fine here, and it looks like you guys have mostly moved on the conversation. But any last thoughts on GMK Trace Run? 3 run. It's fine there. Solid placement. Okay, I think we're in a good spot for GMK 3 Run. Speaking of denim, I'm gonna pick the next topic, which will be Tomberry's GMK Denim. GMK Denim. How cool is GMK Denim? Well, Let's find out, shall we? Case also 6 out of 10. So, by Tom Berry. So, it was vendored by Originative for $129 during the group buy. It's still in stock because they over-ordered, and it's now $180 plus shipping if you want to buy it. So it goes with icons, except for the bottom row. Has some raw keys, some denim keys, red escape. What do you guys think about the denim? Another render. Sean, I built the Bauer last week. Yesterday, I built the Southpaw full-sized. It's met in a vacuum, kind of yikesy at $170. Well, right now it's $180 in stock, $180 with shipping, well, before shipping. So depending on where you live, it can be, depending where you live and if you have to pay tax, it could be over $200. I would run it without that cherry key, I'm pretty sure. And I don't understand caps lock accents. I don't think that should be a thing. Yeah, I'm just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Okay. Color is very middle med, down a quarter of the board, so 25% middle med. Colors don't actually look bad. Yeah, like, I mean, this is one of the real pictures of it. And those blues look fine. I think those blues actually aren't horrible when I don't zoom in and make it over pixelated. I think even the tan doesn't look horrible for like an escape key. I wish for the accent enter, it just had enter or the legend instead of cherry, to be perfectly honest. Because for me, yeah, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Caps lock accent is the equivalent of, it's morphin' time. Like, if there's a $140 kit, it'd be the most middle meh you could give. Yeah, it's $129 plus shipping and group buy. The blues... Okay. Okay. Where is it in the meh? That's the real question, okay? Around DSS Tekla level? Mid or lower meh? Like, cooler than Tekla, but, like, not cooler than, like, what is this? DSS Dolch, apparently. Or is it, like, between DSS Tekla and DSS Dolch? Mid-meh? The blue accent is carrying. Yeah, blue accent, definitely. The blues carry the whole set. For sure. Big agree. Big agree. Is that the best place for it? Thinking right above clue board. So under Tekla, but above clue board. I move a little, maybe a little left. Go over here. Like, $146 keys for $180 right now. Imagine. Goddamn. Yeah, let's just... I mean, I think maybe you should go lower that if we factor in it's right now still available. Some people would say that makes it slightly cooler, right? Because you can still get it, but at the same exact time, it being $180 kind of makes it like yike, like not no, towards yikes, but not yikes, because it's not that bad. It looks fine. For anyone who bought it for the group buy of 129, eh. But 180, yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah. Is that a Night Fox? Yeah, right here's this one. Yes. Good eye. Good eye. Okay, that's a place, and we're gonna put that GMK denim. That's the whole keyboard for 180. No, it's just the keycap set. It's just the keycap set. Keck W. Bingzoo's been done? No, I haven't on this board. I've only done sets or keyboards or items that have shipped. So if it's still in production, I will not cover it until it's shipped. So, as a heads up for anyone who wants to recommend anything, which you can if you join my Discord. This shows like the only time I advertise my Discord existing. Okay, let's go to the next item. Alright, chat. Pick me the next item, chat. I have not covered Honderbyte yet, surprisingly. Pick a KB? Okay, I'll pick the Alphex 2. Let's talk about the Alphex 2. Okay, so the Alphex 2 was designed by Alph Studios and it ran on Z Frontier for $280 plus, depending on what kind of extra goodies you wanted. So let's check out their website. It's right here. So it has these push buttons on top. The weight is kind of cool because the weight has like each of the letters is a separate piece, and in addition to that, there's also a bar that goes. So it's all the separate pieces are covered by a sheet of acrylic. There's a USB hub, non-powered. The porthole is pretty cool. The non-powered hub makes it kind of pointless. It's 280. Came in E-White, one of those new, which is pretty cool. The lip in the bottom was a really hit or miss. Kind of aggressive looking. But, yeah. Color options were, for the top, black, titanium, which is silver, red, or Mao white. For the bottom was the same. Are the buttons functional? Yes, those are actually push buttons that you can use for whatever. They're just not like, you know, normal MX switches, but they're just like small little tiny push buttons. Boop, 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 boop. That kind of thing. So, Alphex 2. After looking at that, is it cool? Has all those features. But then again, nowadays, Alph is a pretty scuff name. Because, as Crowbit said, selling fake matrices. Selling fake boards while they have hundreds of boards still that they need to produce for other group buys, by the way. Jax, why you gotta tempt me like that, bud? Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna hit you up on that. I'm gonna talk to you about that later, Jax. Don't worry, you got that in my mind now. But Alphex 2, everyone, I reviewed one. So did Brian of Top Clack. He got to check it out. Not sure if he still has it. At the time, Mao was kind of cool. I know one of the things Brian said about the Mao was it's more gray than white. Only in like overexposed pictures like this, where it's like extra bright or you have like a lot of direct light on it, it looks white-ish. But in most normal lighting situations, it's more of a gray. And it has this kind of texture where like you can like rub your finger oils and like your finger stuffs on it pretty easy to make like these grayish marks. They wipe off, but you can like mark it with your own fingers because like it like just sucks the dirt off your fingers somehow. It's that kind of like weird sandy texture, but it shows everything. So not the favorite of a lot of people. Where's it going? I think the push buttons were cool-ish, because like that's new, that's different, that's unique. The hub, it was a feature, but like who asked for it? I don't think anyone asked for it because it's not a powered hub, so it can't really do much, to be honest, and it never did. Yeah. High meh? Is it high meh? So you asked Sake, are we judging the keyboard or the vendor? Usually when I judge how cool a board is, it's kind of everything around the board, right? It's not if it's a objectively good board, bad board. Like you said, it's a hard to machine or a lot of CNCing board, right? But is it cool? If you saw that at a meetup, would you be like, you're cool? Maybe not like that. That's how I tell people they're cool at a meetup. It was much cooler. It's definitely not as cool anymore. Definitely a board that's fallen. It looks like a 60% to you. It is a 60%. It has a fat forehead and aggressive, that little ledge at the bottom. Those are the two standout things looking at it from the top. The weight with the 3 letters ALF being all their own separate pieces was kind of cool, but too bad it says ALF. Yeah. Too bad it says ALF. Other angles? Kind of. The corners have this little like chamfer thing. The feet are actually like really deeply socketed. Here's the bottom piece. Here's the hub. So the bottom has this cutout right here too. There's another angle. The side has a little thing right there. Without ALF, would it be cool? I don't know. I don't think it's aged well because you can't get it. You can't really program it easily with its current PCB. Packaging's pretty cool, but I'm gonna say somewhere mid. I don't know about high meh. It is a pretty heavy board. Would be cooler without ALF. Big agree with Living Speed Bump. High meh would be the coolest. I would put it on the cool board, but I can't imagine it being anywhere. The USB hub, I think it was a good thought, but it's not a powered USB hub. And usually when I see a hub that's not powered, it's kind of like, I don't know, just what you can't do much with a non-powered USB hub. And I don't think it had like, I think it only had USB 1 for the data rates. So like you could even use it to like transfer data, or like have certain mice wouldn't have their max polling rate enabled if you don't have enough data either. So it's not like you could use it for a mouse, I guess. Yeah. The DOS keyboards were good. Good ideas, bad execution. All those bad executions hold it back a lot. Ultimately, the buttons, the only thing that worked and were decent were those little micro switch push buttons. Aside from that, I think a lot of it ended up being let down. Mao was new and cool at the time, but nowadays we don't really care for Mao. We're like, Mao? There's a thing called E-White Bud, or even Cerakote. So, oh yeah, it wasn't even 2.0 for the hub. It was a 1. So it's somewhere in the meh. It's somewhere in the meh. But where in the meh is it? I'm going to say it's not even cooler than the FC660C for sure. It's not that cool. Okay, is it Lustro level? FR87 level? Speaking of which, I should probably move down at this point. The more we talk about, the lower it goes. Maybe we're doing it a favor by giving its judgment now. Just lower it for good measure. Under the Bento Nano. Under nuclear data. Above 3 run. slightly above retro, above DSA retro. Oh no. Okay, I think, yeah, Pulse is cooler. Pulse is definitely a cooler thing. I'm okay with that. Crowbot with the 200 IQ plays today. Yeah, I'd put Alf X2. Alf X2 around right there. I think slightly lower because of Alf. I'll move it. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Under DSA retro. Let's throw Jukebox over in the Yikes while we're at it. Hey, Living Speed Bump, don't worry. I already have the second most Yikes item. Dial Cubic Jukebox, baby. We're already ahead of you. Oh, that was one of the previous episodes. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, everyone. I think it was almost a unanimous yikes by the crowd as well. Okay, so Alpha X2. Yeah, the package was decent. Okay, I'm gonna put it above the Bento Nano. No, below the Bento Nano, above the SA Nuclear Data. I think we're fine with the Alpha X2 right there, near the lowest tier of the meh. Okay, let's hopefully, we've done like basically just mez and yikes today. Hopefully one of these topics I picked out will be cool. One of these things, right? Okay, someone in chat. Type one of these topics, someone in chat, and we'll cover it next. Honeywell says Nebulant. Okay, let's cover GMK Honeywell. So, GMK Honeywell was designed by Living Speed Bump and first vendored by Originative for $135 when it was unveiled in a thing. It was first run on December of 2016. It delivered on time. I have this set. I like it. It's a pretty nice, it's a classic colorway. I mean, it's inspired by the traditional Honeywell colorway. Traditionally in our community, if you pick a colorway that has historically done well, then the modern version will also do well. So as Living Speed Bump just said, also credit to the Death Authority guys, as well as Miriam for help for picking the colors. Living Speed Bump just did most of the translation, which is funny because you get like literally half credit on this set everywhere I see it posted when people talk about it. It's at least a cool for me. It's a very classic set. Even a lot of people, I still see people post pictures of the sets today. And I think that, so an interesting thing, who made this render? Did GMK make this render? Because it doesn't look like they did. I don't know why. Like that Q for some reason looks off to me. But that aside, that's just a little funny fact. Yeah, orders ended January 13th, 2017, and they arrived for everyone around April-ish of 2017. So I mean, this ran quite a bit ago. His old GMK render. Okay, I'm not crazy. It's very clean, and as good memory, it spawned Red Honey, Honeywell & Co., and a few other sets. But all those wouldn't exist without GMK Honeywell. And I think that should be recognized significantly. So, we all know it's on the cool side, okay? Does it jump? Does it pass the cool wow barrier? That's the question. Nebulant, you're hard on that WoW life. Rob, you can't hold those against Honeywell itself for stuff. Crowbit, low, cool, pretty clean, hindered by what it spawned. Lack 29 and Ators do not believe that it jumps the cool WoW barrier. So the coolest set we have right now on the board is GMK DMG. Is it cooler than GMK DMG? Let's start with that first question. I think that's the big one. How cool is it? It's pretty cool at a meetup. A Living Speed Bump did get a wingnut for Honeywell, so did you get a wingnut? Okay, so everyone says yes, it is cooler than DMG. Well, if it's cooler than DMG, why shouldn't it be a WoW set then? I feel like if it's cooler than DMG, it's a WoW. I think I might be with Nebulant here, because I mean, I feel like you guys answered that, right? Because, like, so DMG is, like, straddling. You guys see that line here. It's straddling the cool WoW line somewhat on WoW, but it hasn't crossed that line. Will GMK Honeywell be the first set that will mark as a WoW? Low WoW for sure. I think it's going to be a low WoW. And the crazy thing is, if it's low WoW, I have no clue where to put it. Because this is the first WoW set we've had, so I have no context. All the way WoW, no straddling. Because, yeah, at least DMG is straddling. I don't... High cool at least, but not WoW. So, the people who are against me putting it in WoW, I want to know what draws it back for you. Right? Why isn't it cooler... Why doesn't it cross that cool WoW barrier? Give me the first WoW set and the lowest EX set. I want to hear from the people in chat who don't think it should cross the cool WoW threshold. Jeff, because it's not a must own set for you. That's fair. That is fair. Okay. But you agree with what Krobit said. So the effects of what it spawned, which are Red Honey and Honeywell & Co., which, in my opinion, sorry, neither of those are amazing sets. Therefore, you say under DMG, no the other thing. Yeah, the other thing. So, you still say it shouldn't be held against it. They aren't Honeywell. But do the effects that Honeywell... Does Honeywell's legacy, because those sets are a part of Honeywell's legacy, GMK Honeywell's legacy now, does that affect how GMK Honeywell is viewed today in coolness? If you went to a meetup, would you see GMK Honeywell still? Even though it's 3 years old at this point. Yes. Right? You would, even though it's a 3-year-old set, there are not many 3-year-old sets, even GMK sets, you'll see a lot at meetups. You will still see GMK Honeywell at meetups. So, and Honeywell has been an open set, so I think Originative has put in at least one more order compared to the original one, hence in stock. No one's going out of their way to buy Honeywell right now. Oh. Also, Talisman Solution, I missed it 2 minutes ago, sorry, but thank you so much for that 1,000 bits, bud. It does run a lot. It looks good. It spans multiple eras. It's a pretty good point, right? It's timeless. It's timeless. It's a timeless set that won't skip a heartbeat if used now. It sells quick aftermarket. They just ran it again. Timeless is a hard sell for anything. Really, is this straight up going against DMG for the coolness, right? Is it? Looks like you guys are kind of arguing it should either be right here, straddling the line but above DMG, or straddling the line below DMG. Also sounds like you guys are arguing right now. Krelbit, we said the FC660C was timeless 2 years ago, and now it's in meh. Just give it a 50-50. The chat is divided. I can't give it a 50-50 of being below or above. Giving it a 50-50 would be putting it exactly on top of GMK DMG, which we can't do because this is a 2-dimensional board. Cut the image in half. Put it on DMG. Balance it out by moving Cubic Jukebox lower. And move it higher. Okay. We're going to, I'm going to tell YouTube I'm still listening to music. But I'm going to make Huey executive dictator Huey decision with, this is considering what chat has said. It will straddle the line above DMG. That's my Huey dictator decision. The next time we have a guest, if the guest doesn't like my decision, they can fight me. But that's where GM Honeywell will be for right now. For right now. Line it up. I looks pretty lined up. That's lined up. Couple pixels to the right. We don't need to do that specific, especially since every time I publish this, I'm pretty sure no one actually downloads this every time I publish it, but that's okay. You should look at it more like this. What set will probably be made in 5 years' time? So you can you buy this? Yeah, you can buy it. Yeah, Honeywell will still be made in 5 years. Dole, Schwab, Honeywell, all those are definitely all classics. That you have a really good point on that. You have a good point. Okay. We'll revisit this. Don't worry, science team. We'll revisit this. We'll revisit this. There's like cowbell. More cowbell. Most custom car sets can only be one up by other similar sets. Interesting to think about. Gonna make a comparison matrix with weighted scores. I think through time, probably by like in another in a future episode, within the next 6 months, it'll probably move up as DMG moves down. That's what I think. We'll see. This is, like I said, this is a big part of this is being affected by the chats, as you guys all change your preferences and things change in the community, and when we have guests on. So we'll have to see when we get around to that. Okay, let's move on to our next item. Someone type in one of these items. S.A. Kobayashi by Constantine UB. Okay, let's look at S.A. Kobayashi. So S.A. Kobayashi was designed by Madeo and run by Novel Keys. The group buy was posted Wednesday, the 20th of June in 2018. This was inspired by Wes Anderson's, what's that movie? Isle of the Dogs. Isle of the Dogs. I don't know. I never watched that movie. I like Wes Anderson's cinematography and some of his dialogue, but his after everything else in his scripts can be hit or miss. Sorry, I use light theme. That's just how I live my life. I like some of these novelties. They're cute. Living Speedbump says 11 out of 10 inspiration, 3 out of 10 execution. You guys, it looks like most everyone likes the movie, right? Should I watch this movie? Socket, how do you translate a movie into a color scheme? That's definitely a question. I can watch them. Okay, I'll watch the movie when we have time. So we have the alphas are this red on white, and for the modifiers we have this like gold on brown beige, I guess. Like I said, I never watched the movie, so, and I actually I've never seen this set on a meetup either, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna have to trust mostly you all in chat for us to find out if these are cool or not. Yeah, it definitely looks a lot less like carbon in this render. It was at NorCal? I don't even remember it if it was, to be honest. And it looked good, but did it look cool? That's what we're here to find out. You say it looked good, but did it look cool? The novelties are cool, that's about it. Yeah, for me who doesn't really remember this, I like the novelties mostly, and I don't know about the rest of the set. I don't think it does it to me. Reason on Twitch, you like everything about it except the mods. Interesting. Crowbit essay is always meant for you. Low cool says NBs. You guys think it's low cool? Low cool, high meh? I mean, personally, I think it should lean more for high meh. But no, maybe you guys can convince me. High meh is appropriate. Thought it was fighting for Cube replacement. What have you done? What do I do now? Using like the mix of legends. Oh, you mean with the like the Kobayashi texts compared to the normal standard essay texts? Meh for certain says talisman. Just a mix of colors. It's not unified. Mix lower uppercase symbols. About the same as pristine, maybe? We have pristine at high meh. Is it high meh? So Rob says it's not flat ugly, but not everyone will like it. Lean toward meh. The gray orange legend contrast is so different than red white. It makes it look. Okay. That's what's throwing everyone off, because traditionally when you have a 3-color set, right? You have your legend color, your alpha color, and your modifier color, and usually your modifier legend color is going to be like the alpha color, right? So you get that triumvirate of colors. But this throws in that 4th color that I don't think they necessarily played with it the best way, because you have red on white for the alphas and this like almost carbon-ish but orange on light gray / dark beige for the modifiers, and they communicate okay. I find myself hard putting it. I don't think it's cool. Maybe it is. I don't. It's forgettable. That's the thing. It's forgettable and it's niche. Okay, it's forgettable and it's niche, and not all hipster things are cool. That's gonna be my argument. Come on, you guys don't think Wes Anderson is hipster? Come on. That is true. Is this a West? It's inspired by Isle of Dogs. His movie is not this key set. His movie would be cool, right? But his key set is not. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be arguing Wes Anderson isn't hipsters the most hipster shit you heard. Okay, it's gonna be meh. Let's find out where it falls into the meh. Okay, where in the meh? What other essay sets do we have? Green screen. Cooler than green screen? Yeah, easy agree on that, right? It's cooler than green screen. Is it cooler than Chocolatier? As GMK Chocolatier? Are we up at Big Bone level? Under Chocolatier? By the DSS sets? The set doesn't do Isle of Dogs justice. Not cooler than Big Bone. Debatable. Cooler, says Constantine. I think this is gonna be a big argue for you guys for where on the meh. It sounds like you guys are all between middle and high meh, right? Big Bone was robbed. No, it doesn't. Big Bone MDA will never be a cool set. Stop trying to make it cool. But we're not talking about Big Bone MDA right now. We're talking about S.A. Kobayashi. High meh at least. Negotiating levels of mediocrity. This is welcome to the show. I mean, look at most things we have is either meh or low cool. Just leave it off the page as it's so forgettable. The only thing that's like hanging off the page is the 62/60 and GMK Necro. It shouldn't be higher than Pulse. We put Pulse pretty low, actually. I'm surprised none of the guests I've had on the show wanted to like, let's revisit Pulse. I think Pulse is kind of on the low side because it's like, I think it's halfway between Yikes and Meh. Pulse seems revisited. We'll revisit it. If you guys remember, by the time we get through all the topics, we can revisit it. But for now, we're talking about S.A. Kobayashi. And I'm going to put S.A. Kobayashi above Denim? No. Below Denim. Below Denim. Oops. Above Denim? Constant Deke should be above Denim? Yeah. Yeah, at a meetup, I'd probably more impressed by S.A. Kobayashi because they're trying something out with that fourth color than I would with GMK Denim. Yeah, we're gonna leave it above Denim. You forgot you even made Denim? Was that a Mass Drop one? No, that was an originative one. That was a originative. Denim is an ugly set to you. Well, that's why it's in middling meh. Alright, we're leaving it to Kobayashi right there. Alright, I'm gonna put an Huey executive decision for our next topic. Huey executive decision will be Max Keys S.A. Miami Nights. $80 by T. Howell. Where does S.A. Miami Nights go, everyone? Cubic Jukebox can't be lower than that. High Yikes. Same brain. High Yikes? Okay, why High Yikes as opposed to Low Yikes? Or why is it not a meh? I personally don't think this is like the worst set I've ever seen. I mean, it's very uninspired because it's just taking Miami. It does bring a lot of people into this hobby, right? Miami is very overdone. It brings a lot of people into this hobby. Is it cool? If I saw that at a meetup, the elitist part of me would think that's probably that guy's first ever custom key set. Or within his first two key sets that person ever bought was probably S.A. Miami Nights. If I saw someone with S.A. Miami Nights in this community, I would think to myself, this person's new to the community. I should help them out. I know, I'm an asshole. Miami itself is one of the most influential sets that has ever come out. The money set. Its original Miami is very influential, but how about Max Keys S.A. Miami Nights? The OG deserves credit for sure. This though, I like OG Miami. This. Yep. Yeah. Without sets like OG Miami, sets like Laser would have never existed, right? Whether you love or hate Laser. You take regular Miami over Nights. I would say it's lower because this is like the Max Keys S.A. Miami Nights. Like, there's GMK Miami Nights, right? Which is better. There's DCS Miami, the original. That's better. There's GMK Miami. That's better. Like, isn't this the worst version of Miami in any form? Because it's both S.A. and Miami Nights. For me, it's just not like, I don't think it screams cool. But Max Keys is definitely, it's a good starter for people. Okay. Worst is Tai Hao Miami. Okay, you're right. I forgot that existed. I try to forget that exists. GMK Miami Nights over DSA Miami Nights over GMK Miami over this. So you're saying no? But Max Keys is as bad as JTK. Taihao is actually fairly consistent. That's true. I don't like their coating when they use that weird antimicrobial coating. But I've never had worry about Legend consistency with Taihao. Is it really Yikes? Is it straddling the line between Yikes and Meh? Or is it better than that and should at least be somewhere in the Mehs? Like, should it be around where 3-run is? Taihao Miami was your first set. It's a lot of people's first set. Like above 3-run? God, 3-run. What is... Yeah, this is probably a good spot. Below data, basically. Bam, done. Okay. I'm okay with this. Better than 3-run and nuclear data. So you're so constant. You think it should be below DSA retro, or do I just keep moving it up? It's to the right. It's better. Okay. Okay. Like that. If I put it there, it'd be kind of like in its own tier. Yeah. So this would be. No, let's leave it there for now. Yeah, below and to the right. Okay, let's leave it there. Leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Scoot 3-run 3 inches to the left. Why didn't we? Oh, you guys argued it wasn't Yikes because it was still GMK, even though we have 2 GMK sets in the Yikes. Even though the hacker HHKB set doesn't have a 7U spacebar. Good point. You like that point? Oh, I'll give it three left arrow taps before we move on to the next topic. Okay, the next topic. What are we doing today? What are we doing? Someone pick something for me. Neblin says speed. Nope, too late. Neblin said speed. Talk about speed switches first. Okay, so speed switches. I'm just saying all speed switches because they're essentially the same between the Kaiwa and MX speed switches. Essentially, speed switches have the 1.4 millimeter operating depth and 3.5 millimeter total actuation. They come in both clicky tactile and linear variants. Super low Yikes, fairly weird to you. MX always meh. Just want to say Yikes just because of the misleading marketing. How much per switch? They're not that expensive. They're like 28 cents, like sub 30 cents for the kale versions, and the cherry versions are expensive, relatively. How many boards at meetups actually use these? Very few. Every time I go to meetups, I rarely, if ever, see these switches, to be honest. Which is interesting because, so typically a switch, is 4 millimeters and actuates at 2, which is the halfway point. For this, the total is 3.5, but the halfway point is, 1.7, but it actuates before that at 1.4. So that is an issue. Yeah, so with like something like the tactiles where the bump is still in the middle, it does still actuate before you feel the bump. Clicky, good keycap, safe alternative for box switches. Some people like it. I think they're just meh. I mean, these are... I don't like them. I've used them. Okay, who in chat has used these switches? I'm actually curious. Who in chat has purchased these switches and built a keyboard with them? Nablin, you have them in a plank. Tommy crowns you did for a friend. Soccer, your friend has them. Yeah, there's a lot of crickets right now. Tried them. Never used them in a board. Never use them, Lord. LSB, you have them. Nebula got Spirit Bronze. Constantly not you. Trying samples was enough to stay away. You don't have a ton bad to say. They were just decent. I think like they're not like super scratchy or anything. It's definitely like a. Who would I recommend these? If these came stock in a board, and I had a friend who knows what mechanical keyboards are, but he just wants an OEM suggestion. If there was an OEM board that had speed switches, I might consider recommending them to a friend in that regard. Like my friend's like, I'm a gamer and I play Fortnites and that other, what do kids play? Whatever kids play these days, and I want speed switches because actuation and marketing material that Razer and Logitech and Corsair puts out. But yeah, I guess. But they don't. Are there any OEMs that use speed switches? I don't think there are, and I think that like holds them back. I think a lot of like mainstream audiences might actually like speed switches more than, of course, us semi-elitists. Corsair uses a Cherry Speed Silver. Okay, yeah, Corsair. Okay, you're right. Ducky uses them. Really? Today I learned. That one I didn't know about. Okay, so mid-low meh. There's nothing. I don't think there's nothing yikes about this. I don't think anyone can say there's anything yikes about these switches. The early actuation is a non-feature. Less travel means slightly less wobble. That's true. You have less to deal with for the whole wobble up and down the shaft. All right, we're just gonna put them here. This is like a middling meh. I feel like there's like no other reason to put them higher or lower. It's just they are what they are, right? We use things that are cool, things that we think are cool and we like, and I think most people wouldn't, for the most part, wouldn't have amazing things to say about them. They are what they are. They exist because they do. Okay, you guys can have fun squinting real quick while I use the restroom. Be right back. Okay, everyone. Coco would like to say hi to everyone. Everyone, this is Coco. Coco, say hi to everyone. Okay, not going down. also miss my former doggo talisman, but unfortunately that is life. Rip. Okay. Okay, I am back. Let's go over our next topic. Someone pick one. Let's get to it. Blue on black, says Krellbit. Okay. Oops. GMK, blue on black. Let's cover Blue and Black by Coco Breas. Coco Breas. This set, the group buy started back on December 7th, 2017. Shipped out on time. GMK. It just says literally just 2 colors. The group buy was for $129. It uses all icons, as you can see. No text mods. It's alright. I'm with Sock here. It's kind of I don't know. I mean, at least the blue and black have more contrast than what's that purple set with the mods that didn't do well. Or did well, but the mods didn't turn out well. Just do you think the contrast is bad? Oh, there's the contrast for this is there are worse contrast sets out there than this. For having dark blue and black, I think they did pretty good with the contrasts. How cool is the set? So it was run through Donut Cables at the time when Donut Cables was still doing key sets. Group buys run through Candy Keys, KBD Lab, and Z Frontier. Yeah, base kit was fine. The main thing people had arguments was simply just the all icons and the fact that for some people it was kind of boring. I think it's like a less cool Pulse. So it looks like an old shitty IBM laptop keyboard. Tells me you dislike icon mods generally, you abstain. Looks like the cool accountant's key from the 90s. Completely inoffensive, completely forgettable. 75% up the far right side of Yikes. It is forgettable. It took me a while to like look up the set and be like, oh yeah, this existed. Cause like, think of blue sets. What blue sets do people remember? People remember Hydro, but does anyone remember this set? As far as I know. Honestly, never heard of this. Lack also never knew existed. Forgettable does not equal Yikes, says J Shuff. Low meh. Like aqua. If they made it green and black, it'd be cool, or aqua and black. Rob, you forgot about it until now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Would you? I'm pretty sure I know 99% of everyone's answers. Would you have this or denim? Regular, someone had this in the Utah scene with the blue TX 1800. You'll always remember it. Yeah, denim. This is just Rob says this. God, this denim is no good. Hate to say it, but denim. I mean, that's what it's really coming down to, right? Like, I don't think it's like in. Is it? I don't think it's. Is it Yikes in Ocean Dolch territory? Denim would make for an interesting conversation. This is boring and no one would notice it for a conversation at all. I kind of agree with that. Like, GMK3 runs, GMK Think runs circles over this. Looks like an old IBM. I'll give it to you. Denim has the advantage of, oh yeah, my keyboard is based on pants, not my keyboard is blue. Denim had some decent design work. Let's put them next to each other. Okay, let's put them next to each other. There's Denim. There's blue and black. Now between these two, which one is more interesting? That's the real question here. Unforgettably bad equals yikes. Denim is better. I think I'm gonna agree with that. I'm sorry. Like, if I saw this at a meetup, I think for 99% of situations, I wouldn't care that this set exists. So I'm trying to find reasons internally to move it from high yikes to low meh. But like internally, like, remember, this is the cool board. Is it cool? If just this set cool, no, it's not cool. Does it make you go yikes? Does it make you like, ugh, why are you putting that on a board? You can do a forgettable column and all this? No, there's no forgettable column because we cover things so people can remember them. Should make a new category above yikes, below meh called yeah. Yikes is an active negative. Low meh, but not yikes. Interesting. That's true. No one's gonna think about this as soon as we go like skip it. Okay, let's just put it. This is straddling the Mayex. Yeah. Or maybe in celebration of its forgetfulness. For its forgetfulness, we're just gonna like we're gonna put it diagonally, like as if it's like, you know, like hanging off, like it's swinging and hanging off the board because no one actually remembers it really, and we'll have it doing that while straddling the line at the same time. I think that's fair. It's like swinging and handling and like swinging off the board. Three pixels down. Okay, hanging on for dear life is GMK Blue and Black because almost no one remembered it until today. Oh, what up, Overkill? Dingle keycap set. Okay, let's talk about the... I'll bring up a keyboard. Let's talk about the Ivory... Wait, what? Did I copy and paste it? Did I copy paste? I'm an idiot. Okay, let's talk about the Ivory Hue 60% case. Okay, the Ivory Hue 60% case is a wood case... I think Talisman Solution. Dingle keycap set. Okay, this was by Liam and Dodong Breakwood. This is a Vietnam run board. It's all wood. It had some cool things to it. The side design for it is pretty rich. Let's go over, like, look at that side. Look at those sides. That's pretty nice, right? Like, this is pretty unique, those sides. And then for the back, there's another picture. There's an album. Let's open the Flickr album. Flickr's a thing. Oops. Oh my god. So there's different weights you can get. Some are concave, some are convex. See, some are like are flush like that, like the first one. Some will go in the board. It's a tray mount, 60%. No middle posts. And this was no middle post back in 2018, before no middle post was the meta. It's not like it's hand carved, that's true. It's definitely a good conversation piece. Like, if I saw this at a meetup, I'd really ask, like, hey, can I pick this up and take a look at it? It's definitely cool in that regard, right? I think the feet are the laziest part of this board. Like come on. The feet is for me what really lets it down. Like it's like basically like double-sided tape these little things on. Like so much work was put in everywhere else essentially until you get to those feet. Literally skipped leg day. What is quick to CNC? It's not handcrafted. That's fair. Like the feet stick out to be really bad. Like the feet essentially ruin this case. It's a good conversation piece. I'll say that just because it would be definitely unique in the hobby today. So the details is made of Nara Paddock wood, high profile case, has the dimensions, 5-degree angle, 3M feet. The weights could be wood, acrylic, or brass weights. So I guess it'd be kind of cool if you have like RGB underglow and you have the acrylic weights it's shining through, and it'd be really cheesy and corny. So the bare bone case was $119, right? You got to weight. It would either be $25 for the wood weight. Let's say you're a baller and you got to get that brass weight. So $120. So it's gonna be $185. This would be a good display board for sure. Comes with a fruity drink and an umbrella. So yeah. 2017 to 2018. Is this cool? It's like that atrocious Zlane Rocketeer board. Literally never typed in it. This displays jukebox. You know, funny thing, Living Speedboat, we actually cover that board today. What wood? It's Nara Paddock. NARRA PADAUK. Alright, let's talk about the Imperial Hue 60%. Is this imperially cool? Or is it meh? Let's all agree wood cases sound like ass. Most sound not great. I agree. I do want to make my own wood case, but I know what makes a keyboard sound decent, so I'm hoping I can make it sound okay. But that's just Huey versus wood. Rocketeer was as bad as a KC60. Literally, honestly, worse because of the cost. True. Milling low meh. What do you guys think? The feet let it down. Low mid cool. It's a conversation, right? But if you're gonna have a conversation about this in person, what would you talk about in person? Like if I saw that in a meetup, I'd want to talk about it, but I'd want to talk about how bad those feet are, how some of the details for those engravings are kind of not great. Don't show the bottom. So like, what a letdown. That would probably be the quote I would say when I wanted to talk about this keyboard at a meetup with someone. Oh, you got the Imperial Hue 60%. How do you feel about it? You feel let down, or you feel okay with that you got it? I think the yikes aspects, Living Speed, that you mentioned, pull this board down from cool to meh. I think if they got the feet right and the details were a bit sharper on the wood, whether it's CNC'd, even if it's not handcrafted, whatever, if CNC'd and it looked nice, it could have been pretty cool for a tray mount board. But like, those feet are just so lazy. Oh, Living Speed up 60 minutes ago, 500 bits. I totally missed that. Sorry. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, you know, you guys know me. I like a good keyboard foot, right? I'm a foot guy, keyboard feet. And when I see the Imperial Hue 60% case, nah, dog. Nah. So, it's going to be somewhere, it's gauche, says Nebulence. I think I pronounced that right. It's somewhere in the meh. Okay, is it? What's a better talking point? The CA66 or the Imperial Hue 60% case? there's so much meh. Well, maybe this keyboard community needs to give me more cool boards. This is worse. Yeah, I agree. This is worse than CS26. Okay, is this... Would you rather have this or the Zlant? I'd have this in the Zlant, actually. But I'm also not a big on 40s, so... What they got right with the... They got a lot right with the CS66. Quality is what they got wrong. Agree. Yeah, big agree. Would it be cooler if it was handmade? I mean, yes and no, because if it was handmade, how much more expensive would it possibly be? Right? There's a certain point where, like, if it's so expensive, it's not... Zlant needs to go to yikes, says Nabulin. Wow. If it was handmade, it'd be close to WoW. Yeah, but how much would it be? Like, as much as a Fiel? But it would be really cool, right? I think it's fine here. I'm not going to argue with it here. Above the Zlant, above the TKC 1800, cooler than the Alpha X2, cooler than the freaking Bento Dano. So I think for now it's fine here. It's fine here. There's Daishobu. Next. Alright. Let's move on to the next one. Screw it. Let's talk about Zelia. Oh, nope. Rob wants to talk about Alpine Winter. Okay, let's talk about Alpine Winter. Alpine Winter. Let's get to it. DCS Alpine Winter by NJ Bear. $70 for the group buy. This is an old one. I actually was a part of this group buy. This ran back in 2015, September 2015. Sorry, September 24th, 2015 is when this group buy launched. And this was a key set for 60% Alps board that gave more compatibility than we ever really had before for Alps and DCS. I wish I still had this set. I sold it when I was going through stuff in college and I needed money. I regret that. I wish I still had this set, and I wish it would run once again. Yeah, so hold on. Let's go over the group buy page. It's like a blast from the past to go over these group buy pages, right? Okay. Support Dell AMC, KBP V60, Finicky AK2, and ISO layouts. BGA and GTL colors, Cherry Replica Legends. Here we go. Look at this. Double shot, baby. So, look at the price. 100 sets, $70 plus shipping. What a time to be alive. Under $100, dude. And look at this novelty pack, okay? Look at those sad stirs. Look at those sad stirs. We got some blanks. So, this was definitely a WoW back when it ran. Has it aged well in its coolness? It has a legacy to it, which I think is really cool, really amazing. Has many things happened? Has anything similar to Alpine Winter happened since this? It's Alps. Yeah, this is Alps, and exactly like I just asked and what Living Speedman just said. How many Alps sets have run since? Does that mean it's good or does that mean it's bad? DCS Yuri is one. Yeah, not too many though, right? Name another custom Alp set that is delivered. That's kind of a big thing. Granite. Got it. Double shot ABS, DCS profile. I like Alps. I have like two, three Alps boards built right now. So you can get some raffle, some keycaps. Yeah, it's niche without being ridiculously overpriced, which was really cool at the time. It was WoW at the time. Is it still WoW today? That's what I want to know. Is it still WoW? Right? That's what we're going to talk about. What do we have to talk about today? I think there's a beautiful legacy and things behind it. I'm really torn if it should be WoW still. Thanks, yo. Not WoW, just low cool. It's definitely cool. I'm in boomer mode for the keyboard community at the time. As a noob, but not WoW. Oh, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime support. Thank you. Cool beans, says Thurmans. It's cool. It's some level of cool. Krullet Alps does not matter in current year, so it cannot be WoW. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. I gotcha, yo. Okay. Alpine Winter or Triumph Adler 90? What do you seems cooler if you're at a meetup or you're talking to people online? Alpine Winter. They'll look the same. Hey, that's why I wanted to put them side by side. You know, Alpine Winter is DCS. It's Alp support. It's, yeah. J-Chef, the man that says TA90, way better. Reason on Twitch, Alpine looks better, in your opinion? Because it means custom Alps under 80 would pass by them both. Alpine for the rareness. TA90 is cooler. Wait, where'd it go? What did I do? Did I hit? Uh-oh. Where did I put it? It was just there and it disappeared. What? I hit Control Z, we're fine. Any custom Alps is flex. They're a labor of love and passion. Yeah. It's what the community was about in 2015. Yeah, it was definitely much of the old school community back then. It was much more, yeah, it was definitely just... it was definitely different back then. But things have changed. Things have changed, and part of this board is to reflect on these changes, on what's cool, what's not cool. Because eventually, some of these things in the cool may move down to the meh. And some of these things in the meh might age well and go back up to the cool. Okay, I am going to... I think Huey Executive Decision says it's cool. It's the higher cool. Same tier as GMK Triumph Adler 90. That's what I think for it right now. I think a big part of it is it's cool to talk about, but only with people who know about it. If I went to a meetup and I'm like, hey, have you guys heard of DCS Alpine Winter? That there'd be like 2 people of 400 who would be like, oh yeah, I remember that set. Right? And everyone else would be like, DCS? It's so thin. Why would you use DCS? Right? Like, that's what people say nowadays. It's all about thickness, dude. It's not even dye sub. It's going to shine. That's what people say, right? But yeah, just because people don't know about it doesn't make it bad. That's true. DCS is cool. I like DCS as well. But I don't think it's hard to say it's cooler than where it is right here. I think this is a good spot for it. It's in the upper tier of cool. Remember, the board goes from left to right before it goes from down to up. So it's on the same tier as TA90, but not as cool. It is cooler than the HB85. Cooler than, what is this, GMK Lime. Cooler than the rest of all the stuff over here on the left side of it. So that's where it's gonna be right now. I want another Alp set, guys. I want another Alp set. Every time I scroll down and I see Bob hanging there, I was laughing. Okay, let's go something modern. We've done a lot of old stuff. Let's talk about something pretty modern. The Q65%. Leica is in fact an overpriced Panasonic. I agree. This is by Quantastraphis. It ran for $500. Yeah. 50 units, first come, first serve, 7-degree typing angle with either a Win keyless or Win key top case, QMK Type C PCB. Sorry, the basic edition was $420. The Sakura edition with the pink one was $500. So, yeah. Yeah, popularity isn't the best gauge, but it's definitely a gauge to kind of help. If people know about something, people know it gives people a good idea on, can give a semblance of cool, because really cool things everyone knows about typically. There are exceptions. I'd say Alpine Winter is closer to one of those exceptions, so I still rated it really high. But yeah, no, it's a lot of factors. I only put that as one of the factors. So this is $420 for the standard version, and if you wanted it in pink, $500. Top mounts. So, oh god, the mass shop community design contest. Oh god. So yeah, this board's 600 to 700 CAD, $500 US. It's a lot of money. This is definitely one of the boards that I think really started the corner blocker trend that we see with basically every 65% coming out these days. That was actually one of the big things about it. You know, brass plate. It had the Win keyless blocker and the arrow separator. I think it was one of the first 65% boards when it ran back in October 2018 that started the trend of the 65% blockers and badge. I think it was one of the first 65% that put all those factors together. And of course, nowadays, you see any 65% run, almost all of them have a badge in the top corner. Almost all of them have at least an arrow separator. So that's the legacy of the Q. It was popular then, and it's still popular today. How cool is it? Krelbit. It has ridden the 910 wave to become one of the biggest Flex 65s of this key generation. However, it is a fairly solid board as is, and as a board sets out to do whatever it sets to do really well. However, you feel like it will be forgotten very, very soon as people keep going and doing cool, innovative stuff going forward. Highest meh or lowest cool? Uneven blockers are ass, says Rega. Living speed bump is on a big agree with that. It's a bucktooth looking like the White Fox. Well, everyone. Well, the question is, today, meh or cool? Today. Thanks for joining, Rega. Enjoy Smash with your friends. I hope you stock all your homies. High meh, it sounds like. Low cool today. Subject to dropping the next tool. I think it's still cool. I think it's still cool for what it started. I don't agree with everything, all the trends that it started, but I recognize those, and I have respect for some of those. It did accomplish what I meant to do. I will put it at a low cool, somewhere in the low cool, somewhere like by the Duck, Sidewinder, and Raven. Like around here, probably, right? Is Quantric still making stuff? I honestly do not know. If you go to his website, it's just an equation for something. But I don't know, because I'm not smart enough. So... I think there's a okay spot. on the. Yeah, I'd put it below the SKB 60. We'll see how it goes. Maybe if Quantrix, puts something out again and maybe does another run, it'll probably gain in popularity and coolness. I'm listening to a lot of things on loop. So we'll have to see. Alright, we are running low on items, but no worries, we'll be revisiting some items as well. Alright, what are we covering next, everyone? What are we covering next? Saka says Zelios V2s. Oops. Let's talk about Zelios V2s. They came out recently. Ish. Zelios V2s. Are they cool? Are they a cool Switch to have? Are you a cool kid if you have Zelios V2s? I do think they have a fine tactile bump. I don't like their price. They do command a premium price, but I think when they're lubed well, I think they're good Switches, to be honest. They're just pricey. Like, it's definitely a Switch that I would have to think carefully if I wouldn't just use them willy-nilly in every build because they're so expensive. And I don't think they really show their full potential unless you also lube them. So you gotta consider the price and the labor. But I mean, I lube all of my Switches, so that's kind of a wash. But like, for tactile Switches, there aren't really many MX competitors other than like Holy Pandas. So that's like the only thing, right? The only other thing in its sphere are Holy Pandas, which have a different feel to them, as a different feel and a different sound. For me personally, I like the 62 grams the most. So some people would say T1s are similar. I don't think so at all. I think they're really different. I'm going to say they're definitely cool. Somewhere. Zeal's from Canada. Sake. The only issue that... My main issue is also price. That's why I would never put it in the WoW category. But as much of an opinion you have about them, they're incredibly popular, and many people use them. Many people join the community because of them, and they do what they need to do. The price is only a point of contention, but no one can compete, so the price can be commanded rather than negotiated. Yeah. Out of 10. That's your score out of 10. Oh, okay. I thought that paragraph out of 10 was your score, Krell, but my guess was that paragraph was within a 7 to 8 out of 10. So, okay, 8 out of 10. Slightly higher than mid-cool. What Switches are WoW, in my opinion? I think I do have a Switch in WoW. Gatoron Inc. Black Switches, baby. Those be WoW for me. Go, please. So, I think everyone's gonna say somewhere in the cool. Okay, let's play about with. Are these V2s cooler than my TX60 that I built with the Zelios V2s? Dr. D? Yeah. Dr. D's board is somewhere in here. There it is, right there. You thought they were cool until you got priced out. Oof. V1 Romer G, baby. Yeah, definitely Zeal made a standard to beat. Whenever there is a new tactile Switch, my question is, okay, are you trying to compete with Zelios V2 / Holy Pandas, or are you trying to compete with Ergo Clears and the lighter tactility field, right? Like, it's definitely one of those standards that people hold the bar to. It has a big impact on the community. A ton of you go to any meetup and a ton of people have the Zelios V2s. It got them in the community, and by got them in, I mean it got them into the enthusiast portion of the community where they start caring about what switches are inside their keyboard. They start caring about what can I do to make the switch feel better, whether it's lubing, whether it's swapping a spring. Holy Pandas wouldn't be cheaper without Zelios. Holy Pandas have also their own price issues, but they are cheaper, but they're different. They have their differences to them. In my opinion, Zelios V2s are a bit sharper. Depends what you like more. You wish Zeal didn't kill off the V1s? Yeah, I also wish the V1s still existed, because those are like a good... I mean, they're kind of a pricey, but a pricey ergo clear... overpriced, in my opinion, ergo clear alternative. Yeah, I miss V1 Zeals. But we're talking about the V2s. The V2s fit somewhere on whether or not they are cool. And I think at the minimum mid cool, but not wow. I'm sorry, Nebulant. You're the only person who thinks they're wow. Yeah. I'm going to put them under Alpine Winter. I'm going to put them under Alpine Winter. It's so I think one of the main issues why, like, so Talisman, you mentioned that they were WoW at the time of introduction. I would have actually agreed with that, because part of me can justify, okay, well, if Zeal upfronted the money himself to pay for all the tooling, okay, I kind of understand introducing them at a high price point. But at this point, I'd be confident he's already made the returns on paying for the tooling. So my thought was like, I wish the price would go down if that's the case. If he did, you know, was able to, you know, recoup all the costs for the tooling. It'd be nice if we got, like, you know, a small price break at that point. Because I understand tooling can be expensive. And that's why, you know, he has the exclusive, even if, you know, another vendor wants to carry Zelios, they have to go through Zeal. Not Gator. Like, Gatoron makes people go through Zeal to buy switches that they manufacture. So Zeal obviously has the IP and owns the tooling and all that. So I understand that, you know, that part's expensive, but I would assume at this point he's recouped the money from it. And it's one of those things where, like, if he has, like, I do wish that the price would decrease. So, like, if Zelios V2s went down to, like, 65 cents a switch, which even some people would say is expensive, for Zelios V2s, that'd be fucking amazing. If people stopped buying them, the price would decrease. Probably that too. Have people stopped buying them? No. So, that's going to be where Zelios V2s are. Alright. We got some sets left. Which one are we going to talk about next, everyone? Which one are we going to talk about next? Alright, Living Speed Bump says Iron TKL. Let's look at the LZ Iron. So that yikes and go to 9009. So this is LZ's most controversial keyboard. Of course, designed by LZ, it ran for $370 when it ran back in the April 10th, 2016. That's a cool minute ago, right? Yeah, is it inspired by Iron Man? Has insane design with a lot of things going on. Oops. Fine. Don't. Let's see if someone posted their album. Sorry for this quick scrolling. Yeah, pretty tall back. Like, it's interesting with that weird top and that middle and bottom with like those little flanges that glow with the little arc reactor thingamabob that also glows. God, imagine putting a tie house set on your LZ board. Wow. Your inner 15-year-old is like, it's so cool. Imagine putting that on your desk. Okay, so the little acrylic parts, the little acrylic doohickeys that just are like that. Okay. So the board is just empty. This is interesting. This is all the black and white. Oh man, that back is just like so empty, barren. It's a train wreck you can't look away from, but it's still a train wreck. Train wrecks are bad, but the LZ Iron is bad. Eat it into yikes. Let's talk about 9009. Every idea doesn't need to be a custom keyboard. Oh, so true. So true. This is LZ's worst board, for sure. Went too far. You went too far. How far? How far did LZ go? Is it at least a meh? Or is it for sure a yikes? Like, is this like an objectively everyone's like, like, I try to be nice. This is the best picture of an LZ Iron I could find online. High yikes, went too far is a good description. 100% yikes. Can we get a picture of a razor? High yikes. I mean, at least it's like, it's... Cubic Jukebox has never looked so good. Came out of a Trapper Keeper. Okay, let's high yikes it. Let's leave it right there. This is fine. Middling high yikes. That's fine. Okay, this is the most expensive yikes. That is for sure. Trapper Keeper of keyboards. Yeah, that's definitely the most expensive yikes we have for sure. Okay, okay, we're done with that. Actually, you know what? So on the old cool board, the physical one before I transferred all digital, we did actually do LZ Iron before, and it scored worse this time. So that's interesting. Okay, let's talk about. You guys want to talk about 9009? And for 9009, I specifically put on the little post-it, virtual post-it, round 1 and round 2. And I specifically put round 1 and round 2 is because round 3 is when they did the change for the modifier legends to do a different style a different style of alignment compared to how the GMK modifiers are traditionally aligned. So that's why I wanted to put 9009 round 1, round 2 separately compared to when we cover round 3 in the future. As a heads up. So, GMK 9009 round 1, round 2, designed or modernized by Younglad and run by Dixie Mech. Round 2 was the round 2 was actually Dixie Mech's first key set group buy. It ran for $125 for round 2. Let's just go over to the group buy page real quick. Boop. So this was October 2nd, 2017. That's a render, but it's a classic. It's a classic. Lowest possible WoW classic, a group buy run rights. Very safe. It's a classic that will continue to run years after most of these sets are totally forgotten. Looks great on beige boards. Well, like that one. Didn't hit the 750 MOQ for round 2. Got close though, 677. I mean, Dixie bought up to that one, so he might have even bought up to 1,000. I'm not sure how much he bought up to, but he definitely at least bought up to the 750. I have the set. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a great set. It's fine. It works. I'm with LSB here. It's not cool. It's badass. It's like dirty Moto light. You like it. You referring to it as like a dirty Moto light? It's just so funny because like you're referring to like a classic oriented set with like a modern. It's like you're devolving a modern set to describe a classic set. You're all betraying the spirit. No, we're not betraying the spirit of cool, Nebula. It is cool. GMK 9009 round 1, round 2 is still cool. And it's even WoW. Yeah, cool does not equal loud. It's... I don't know if it's a WoW. It's at least... It's somewhere in the cool. Whether or not it crosses the cool WoW threshold is going to be interesting. So... Cool/WoW, very safe set. Lots of good things. I think the stepped caps lock is cool. Cool/WoW, very safe set. Lots of... Okay, sorry. Yeah, David is over 30. That's big true. It's over 9,000! Krell at lowest possible WoW. Zerp, cool but not WoW. Straddling the line? Okay, guys. What's cooler? 9009 rounds 1 and 2 or Honeywell? Since you guys were so on Honeywell earlier. Aging Dictator Huey. Ty 9009. You love Honeywell. Oh, that's gonna be... Tell Heinebush he needs a new set called Honeywell. It's like picking your favorite son. Wow. Yeah, I have to put on Dictator Huey cap again. I really should get a cap. Like the only hat I have is this, which kind of hard to wear on top of my headphones. Oh, maybe Dictator Huey should be Robot Huey. You guys haven't seen Robot Huey in a while, right? Maybe that should be Dictator Huey. Robot. You guys, I'll show you guys a robot. Okay, we have a few props to play with today, everyone. Okay, we have a few props to play with. First is option one is California Huey. Nothing fits over my head. I don't need to listen to my music right now. First is California Huey. You know, as you do. How does it make me California? Indiana Jones is a state and then it's a name, right? So wouldn't that just be a state and a name? So it would be like California Huey? Isn't that how it works? And then I got, this is more of a winter Huey, but, you know, I got Night Huey. Alright? Want to charge in the battle, you know, that whole thing. And then the last Huey is probably one of the most iconic. Robo Huey. That you can't really understand me talking. It doesn't work. Like, it wouldn't work because of these things on the side. Dictator Huey will pass judgment on 9009 now. Dictator Huey elects 9009 to be. Right there. Dictator 9 has spoken. Okay. Okay. Two new items left before we can choose to revisit a few old ones, okay? SA Taboo or the Fox Orange 80% Custom? What would the chat like to talk about today? Taboo. Okay, let's talk about Taboo. Have a wonderful night, Krelbit. Thanks so much for joining. Thinking of both options here. Okay, let's get SA Taboo. Who does anyone remember SA Taboo? I didn't remember it until I did my research for this episode. Because who remembers SA Taboo, really? Who actually remembers this set when I said SA Taboo? This is a keycap set, right? Yeah, this is legitimately a keycap set. You wish you didn't. So this ran by Aralu back on the 16th of April 2017. $85 for that kit. So that's all right, I guess. Here's the render that they sold it with. So all black mods surrounding the alphas. So no, no alpha colored numerics, no alpha tilde or pipe backslash, no alpha alternating with the mods in the top row. It's just all the alphas are encapsulated by the modifiers. So, yeah. Bred but lost the alphas. So yeah, what do you guys think? Ran 2017. I met MOQ. It was made. Like, it was legit. The base set had 104 keys. Additional kit had 22. So I mean, it's a real set. Nah, is it even meh? I kind of want to. Is it even meh? It's definitely not Honeywell. You think fine-tuning colors is massively important? Proof is right here. Yeah. Colors are fine. Contrast is fine. Set is meh. I don't like... You know what I don't like? I don't like surrounding the alphas like that. I think that looks bad. It's a real set, but is it really? The colors and contrast are fine, but you're with me. Yeah, like I don't like the layout of how the modifiers surrounding the alphas. Like that for me kills the set. That kills the set for me. Like right now, I'm using a board where I want to have my, sorry, it's heavy, alpha colored tilde and backslash, which I do. But boxing the alphas, I think actually brings down the board a lot, significantly. I'm like, okay, so those are the renders. Here's how it actually turned out. Bad lighting in this picture. Still the best one I could find online because no one who has this set posts pictures of it existing. That's why for the longest time I didn't know if it actually existed. Yeah, it's just backspace. Look at that. It's not even one word. It's two. It's 2 words. Do you think backspace should be 1 word or 2 words, everyone? All together now. 1 word. 1. Uno. Singular. Singular. That is taboo. Backspace. Yeah. I don't know if it's just a picture, but like, what happened to this return key? Maybe it's just the picture quality. I'll give that on the picture quality. I don't think it is. Also, this is, you know, this maxis. Look at the old maxis. Look, shifty. It's a shifty set. Is the other one like that? Yes, it's also a shifty set. Shifty. So, can anyone convince me why this shouldn't be in the yikes? Look at that. It's gotta be yikes. No, we can't. Just put it in there. Nobody will fight me. No one's gonna die on that hill. Okay, we're right there. Low yikes. Next, a Song Dynasty, right? Another set no one remembers. The kerning issues push it. What is that? See, living speed bump. Who knows so many sets? Does he? I didn't think it existed until I found it when I did one of the older episodes. Okay, the last old topic, or last new topic before we review sets. Okay, so the Fox Orange 80% custom was done by Fox Labs. You know what? This was actually a pretty good, a pretty decent deal for a lot of people. So Center ran this by Fox Labs June 30th, 2017, and this TKL custom, $290, and people really liked it for the really smooth sides and the pizza weight on the back. Thank you, Talisman. That's what people liked it for. They liked it for these smooth corners and edges. The curvy look. It was flat. It was all flat, and the pizza weight is what people liked. Some said it was a tangerine or orange weight. Some people said it had It was one of the earlier boards with E-white actually, and it was pretty inexpensive. $290 for the kit with the brass weight. If you wanted the aluminum weight, $280, that'd be anodized. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. $42 shipping, so 3 something after fees and everything else. You still have to pay the 4.4 on top. Came in a lot of colors. The question is, do you guys like those curvy edges or not? Because they're almost similar a little bit to like Real Force boards almost. Looks too Fisher Price CA66. Board's pretty okay. Not your deal with the curvy edges. It's unique. Knowing your minority, tells me you like them. I think it went overboard with the curviness. Like the CA66 has the curves on the front and the back, but the sides are still like, you know, normal, right? Know what I mean? They're like, they're like normal. Like this is too much curvy. You don't go full curvy, not in keyboards, right? You should have done curvy for the back and the fronts, or just the 2 sides. That's what you should have done. Pick 2 opposite sides to do the curviness is what I think should have been the move. Personally, I'm not a big fan of flat boards either. I like a little bit of angle in my boards. For me, that's also going to be a downside. I'm not sure what you guys feel about flat boards. I mean, keycaps, unless you're using like, you know, flat profile keycaps like DSA, keycaps are sculpted because they're meant to be on angled keyboards. That's literally a thing. I'm pretty sure it's flat. Yeah. Look at the bottom. It's so. So yeah, that's the orange 80% custom, and let's put it somewhere. Is it cool? I mean, it's a good price. It's unique with all those curves and curvy this and curvy that. I think I would say it would have been cool maybe a year ago or cool after it ran. I don't think it's aged well, because do we see boards that run with this many curves today? Rob, the pizza weight is the only real talking point. It's unique, but meh. Norbauer should have taken some hints from this design. Heard Honeywell made the list. Oh, what up, Honeybush? Good to see you, bud. I heard the Honeywell joke has caught on to you. Done some of the curviness cases for the Real Force, was a big part of the Real Force. Yeah. I think maybe you asked me a year ago, this would have been like low cool, but today I think the orange 80% is gonna be a meh. I give it a high meh though. I give it at least a high meh. Below Big Bone. Pretty high meh. I would give it pretty high meh. What do you guys think about it there? Talisman, you lean your hands on your keep so you appreciate the rounding. Interesting. Yeah, I agree with LSB. The Real Force is amazing. It looks bad, stock keyboard. But, well, then again, they stopped. I think they've stopped manufacturing now the original Real Forces. So, Mizu is that low? I don't think it's low. Mizu is still definitively on the cool side. I think a turnoff for a lot of people were the accent keys. Okay, so we've done all the new topics. So I'm going to give the top 4 contributors in chat today a choice to have all of chat argue if something should be moved up or down. So let's start with actually probably I think the biggest, most talking contributor today, Living Speed Bump. I'm going to scroll through quickly, slowly, just the different sections, and if you see anything that you think should be higher or lower, or anything that you've seen and you remember should be higher or lower, we're going to review it together with this audience. So first, let's scroll down. This is the cool section, and we're going to go down the cool section. If you need me to move anything, just let me know. You'll be the first one to choose. Will you, Rob will choose one item, and Nebulant will choose one item, and Sake will probably choose a 4th item. I think he's also been pretty active. SA Lime. Is it how we covered SA Lime? Here's GMK Lime. I don't think we've covered SA Lime yet, so I can't put more new ones on because I need to find pictures. Okay, that one, GMK Lime. Okay, let's talk about GMK Lime. Do you think GMK Lime should be higher or lower? The contrast is shit. Lower. What does chat think? What does chat think? Nebulant fought really hard to keep it in cool. This is a new chat though. Is it okay where it is, or should it fall lower because of the contrast? So right now it's on the cool side, but it's not straddling the line. Should it straddle the line of meh and cool, or should you just go straight to meh or high meh? Is my monitor calibrated? Nah. Lime underrated. High meh. Meh. Definitely lower. Too close to 9009. It's on the other side of cool, and it's too close. Very low cool or highest meh. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. We'll talk about. Okay, so GMK Lime. I think. The modifiers. I think the modifiers are only the issue where the contrast comes into play. The alphas work well in my opinion. Hold on, Livingston needs to open his never open set. I don't think it's that much of a problem. I've seen pictures. Nebulant has posted plenty of pictures of different limes. And typically it doesn't look like it's a big issue. Typically. Yeah. Alphas are fine. Mods are still an issue. So what do you guys think? Should you guys think it should just go down to straddling the line from here to wait for it? Here. Should it do that? Or should it stay cool but just go under Mizu and near and lower in the but still in cool? That's the real question that we need to think about right now. How cool is Lime? Cool, just a bit lower. I think that's fine. I think It's a nice cool tone to it. I think it's still cool. Down, not left. Okay, let's move it down, not left then. Okay, let me just arrange it and bring it to the front so we can see it. And let's just move it down. What is it? Down below Mizu, below Leaf 60, below the Lubricante, below the SKB 60, below the Q. How far are we going down? I don't know how far we're going down. Switch with Mizu? Just switch it with Mizu, just to do a Mizu flip. Does it move Mizu up? Stop. Okay, how about this? This swapping like that. Yeah, yeah. You guys, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Yeah, GMK Lime did not sell well. Escape contrast is not great. Can we live with that? I think we can all live with that. We can all live with that. I will say, I think the colors for the Max Keys Lime was better than the GMK. But I think that's more to do with like the shininess of the Max Keys. I think they legitimately use different colors. I'm not completely sure. Okay, so let's change it up. Yeah, Max Keys did have lines in the molds, unfortunately, from the cooling. Nebulant, you're next, Nebulant. Nebulant, you've seen this board a few times. Nebulant, what do you wanna review? Nebulant in review. It's not gonna be an executive decision. It's just gonna be your proposal for us to listen. A Big Bone, okay? Okay, you want to talk about Big Bone? Big Bone needs to be moved down. To the left or to the down? Bring to front. Big Bone MDA. So right now, it's pretty high up on the meh. Within its tier, it's in the middle. It needs to be down and left. It needs to be closer to middle meh, is what you're saying? Its name is Big Bone. It really is called Big Bone MDA. You'll love it, but no one else cares. I'd go left just off of that. And you having to explain it makes it less and less cool. Yeah, let's just kill it. All right. What is the theme? Big Bone, baby. Put it there. Here's my opinion. Big Bone MDA is the colorway is a worse version of Granite. Flintstone Vitamin. How is the Flintstone Vitamin colors? Okay. How does the profile feel? Literally, like 10 people can tell you. It's Granite, but worse. That's unfortunately it. Okay. Let's see. Who else has been pretty active? You know what? Rob, you still here, Rob? Let's have you pick out the next one, Rob. We'll go to Rob, and then I build with Sake. With both of those. Let's... Pulse. Okay. Rob says Pulse. Should Pulse be higher or lower? Right now, it is straddling the Yikes Meh line. Oh my god. Hey, Apiary. Rating with 124. Hi, everyone. It's Apiary's favorite show to get upset at. So... Thanks, Kosi, for the 6 months of the tier 1 sub. So, the reason Pulse was ranked between Yikes and Meh, I believe it was because of the whole Mitoverse controversies, like with those novelties that he borrowed when he said he would never run it again, but then ran it again when SP said no one could own a colorway. Mostly those two things, or I think what people, the original audience who ranked it, said why it should be straddling between Yikes and Cool. Maybe they overlooked the colorway and what that colorway meant at the time. Maybe the colorway is a bit dated. It probably is a bit dated. What do you guys think? Should SA Pulse move closer to the Yikes or move more into the meh, where it's cooler and cooler? B-Wolfsman, here goes. Pulse is an icon of this hobby. I think Pulse is an icon, also says LSB. Lost Pub, closer to Yikes. Nebulant, so meh. Is dated, but it's a classic and custom sets. Pulse should go up a bit, says Torres. Someone John Lennon the Pulse. You'd never use it ever, but it's an icon. You would have bought it when you started. Jeff, you never liked it. Higher than Big Bone, that's for sure. Its icon status keeps it out of Yikes, so it should be moved not halfway in, but it should be at least somewhere in the meh. Yeah, back when it came out, I was also around. There was nothing crazy like this, and like I was really trying to get a set for even like double group buy price, and I still couldn't find the sets at the time when I was like really into it. That was then. Is that still cool? Because every time a lot of times I hear Pulse being brought up, I hear the negatives and the drama behind everything around it nowadays. But it was cool. Is it still cool, or is it just meh? Have all the negative things caught up to it so far that keeps it straddling that meh Yikes line? So I'm gonna say it's definitely never gonna transition from the meh cool line, at least the SA version. That's true. He was much younger when all this went down. That's very true. But I don't think he's ever like apologized for what he said or anything. I'm not sure. Maybe he did. For all I know, he hasn't. That's true. Most of us were probably total dipshit. But yeah, the thing is, like, I've never heard or known of him to apologize. That's my only, like, I would definitely excuse it now that he's older and probably can recognize that he was more of a dipshit then. That's the only thing. You still think it's so cool after you've been in the hobby a while, it becomes more meh. But when you first start, it's a set that really pops out to most. Thanks Kajata for attending NorCal. Hopefully we can do it this year, but with everything going on, you never know. You just got here and it looks tacky. It's worth considering the stages in the hobby here. You're definitely right. Yeah, we're all jaded. We're all jaded. Yeah, maybe we should move it up a little bit. I agree. It is kind of an icon in its own way, SA Pulse. So maybe not like Yikes. For anyone who's new and joining, never seen the show before, this is a show where me and the audience, whoever's watching, gets to be judgmental assholes. I bring on random things, or we talk about things that are already on the board, and we decide completely subjectively how cool things are. Some things we say are cooler than others. Some things we say aren't that cool. There are some amazing things in the WoW category, like the TGR Alice, and there's some shit in the Yikes category, like Tai-Hao Cubic Jukebox and GMK Necro. And of course, there's a ton of things in between those. Extremes, I know. So, LSV. So, okay, I'm gonna Because if it's a little bit of an icon, I am going to move it up just a little bit. There we go. There we go, right there. See, GMK Necro, we can discuss this all day. Is not only is like the worst colorway, it was like also a bait and switch in itself. Like a legitimate bait and switch. Yikes would be overstatement of the year for Necro. I mean, at least like GMK, at least blue on black gets the advantage of being forgotten. Where's Godspeed? I don't think I've covered Godspeed yet. Maybe in a future episode. What's beef with Nano Slider? Apiary did not like the... Gasp did not like the Nano Slider at all. It barely works. The slider part is like dumb to try to program and work. What's wrong with blue on black? Have you ever heard of it? Sorry. But yeah, you look at it. I mean, is that cool? It's one of the topics we covered today. The blue and gray, the gray and blue from Leopold is WoW. I don't think we've covered that. We've just covered the normal FC660C. Yeah, remember, this is just coolness. Are you a cool kid to fit on the cool board? Anything else anyone wants to... I'm kind of open to suggestions if anyone wants to take a look at something else to see, to reevaluate where something should be. If you want me to reevaluate something, let me know. And we'll take a look together, as a group, as a chat, as a foundation for strength. Mizu. So we're only looking at things that are on the board. Let's talk about Mizu, and then we'll look at DevTTY, okay? Mizu is technically on the cool side of the meh cool line. It is low meh. The board goes from left to right before it goes from from down to up. So GMK Mizu is relatively low cool, and in my opinion, the reason GMK Mizu should not be higher is those white accents aren't good. If you think it should be, if you think Mizu should be higher, tell me now. Because we're talking about Mizu, as Depan wanted to talk about. Nebula, you think Mizu should be lower? Fomasta, you think it's good where it is? White accents aren't bad? I don't know. I think those white accents on Mizu aren't the move. The white accents didn't exist, it would be higher, lower based off the white accents. And they don't like Mizu. Didn't see which section. Colorway is nice, but you see my point. Few colors would have worked better. You like the white accent, should be higher. Could colorway according to Zerp. Belongs where it is, lower. Nothing for you. The cartoon novelties sold it up. I think it's probably cool territory. You know it, Sake. How about we move both Mizu and Lime down? This land is gonna copy fast. How about we just move both Mizu and Lime down? It already suffered. Okay, you know what? Let's just tuck Mizu more into Lime, till we don't see that white enter key anymore. There we go. Oh, there we go. 8008 isn't on the board yet, so I'm only on this board. The item, the key set or keyboard or switch, it has to be a item that has shipped. If it's still in production, it doesn't count. Like, it won't be on the board yet. Lime accents would have been better than white one. Yeah. Okay. DevTTY was the next one. DevTTY is probably solidly middle meh, and the reason I think it was middle meh is because those legends kind of sucked. It feels good to type on, but the legends, in my opinion, for round one, had issues. Bleh. Just Magic Dina, you should think it should be lower. Why do you think DevTTY should be lower, actually? Living speed bump. So DevTTY is really good for this one reason. It was a new design profile. That's true. That's true. The newness, the fact that it's a new, unique profile is kind of cool. You hate the whites. It's nice, but you hate the white. The price is good, Sasake. The profile saves it. Yeah, the thing with DevTTY, I think the only reason it's not lower than middle meh is the profile. Yeah, I agree. If we do MT3 Serica in the future, it would probably end up on the cool side because it has the nice profile and it has a colorway and legends that look fine. So, I don't know. I don't really... What's behind it and the pandas? What pandas? Oh, behind that? Good. Oh my god, good. Amaro T. What amazing eyesight. That's the Kira EXS keyboard. I don't think Striker or Bento are on. Should DSA Granite be moved? I know a lot of people were hounding me that DSA Granite should be a cool. I'm not sure. I mean, it's ran like over 10 times now. It's like in constant running now for PMK just because it's like a staple in DSA, but maybe it's just fine being the highest, one of the highest mez. It's a good spot. Alright. Alright. It's not bad. It's a great set to have to cover any random board you have, not your showcase board. What set is this? Oh, we're talking about a DSA Granite. It's just... let's see. What other high-profile sets do we have? SA Olivia I have up on cool EPBT slates. I know Heine said he wanted to move that down. Did Vortex clone those keycaps? Yes, they did. Yeah, SA Olivia's fine. What else do we have? Move slate down. Show us some of the cool ones we have in the backgrounds. Where should EB... Below Shoko? Where's Shoko? I have Shoko on this board? Where's the Shoko? Oh, Shoko? Do I? This isn't the Shoko. This is my Osa. That's the Osa though. That's the tag for Osa. And below that, okay. Let's just do what's hiding back here? Hold on. HB85 and what's this? The Model M SSK. Private board shouldn't even be on here. Debatable. It ships. I don't know. Maybe I'll take it out. We'll see. DCS Sanctuary isn't on the board yet. Like I said, unfortunately, you know, I can't just add things willy-nilly. I have usually, so through the rest of the episode that you guys might have, a lot of you guys from the raid missed, is I have a whole worksheet or whole like document where I have all the notes for all the things that we cover on the episode. Today we covered 18 topics and I have like all the details and stuff. So I want to add new stuff without having like the background research to educate people, because we'll usually, you know, go to I usually go to like an old Geek Hack forum and post and talk about the stuff before you really get into, you know, deciding how cool it is. So that's why right now we're just reviewing the things that are already on taking voter skill. It's fair. Okay, I'll give this a consideration. I mean, because you can argue that anything with a limited MOQ is something people couldn't get anyways now if it never runs again. That was my reasoning. I'm like, well, isn't private in a way the same? Can we be clear? None of this is cool, and it's the coolest. We will revisit that thought. You guys have made me think about that, so I will think about that. I think, okay, I think this is probably just me because I'm a Star Trek fan, but because we have a bigger audience right now, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I think DSA Galaxy class should be cooler than low cool. Is anyone with me? No, no, no one here working with me. No. Yeah, LSB is right. Star Trek is way better than Star Wars. Come on. It's so cool. If it was touchscreen, you'd agree. The L-Car's color. I don't think we have enough. Yeah, and it's the first key set to ever be licensed. Be the first to ever be a licensed key set, period, ever. For the enthusiast community, right? Get the hat. Which one? Oh, I know which one, but. So I mean, I think it's. Do I have a link to the full board? After every episode on my Discord, link down below, there's a channel on my Discord, which is the Cool Board recommendations channel. I will usually post a picture of the whole board for people to download, because the board is actually scaled at a whole 48 inches by 36 inches. 48 by 36, yeah. So that's why when I zoom in, everything is still like nice quality, but it's a huge file. Fine, not enough. I don't think not enough people want to move DSA Galaxy up. It's still in cool though, so I'll take that. I'll take that. You know what? I'm gonna do it. DSA Galaxy class is cooler than the Plank. What am I using to organize this? I'm using Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. The Plank. So the reason I have Plank and Cool is I recognize what Plank has done for the 40% community. That's it. Oh look, we unveiled the VIA behind there. VEA, sorry. VA. There's Zephyr still hiding back here too. Okay, KBD 67. I think this should be lower. What do you guys think? Two fronts. It's in cool. I don't think it's that cool anymore. I think when it first came out, we're like, that's pretty cool. It gives a pretty nice top mount board to a lot of new people in the community for a decent price. But ultimately, I think no one cares or talks about it anymore. I don't think it's that special anymore. Meh. Everyone agree? Yeah. Yeah, people. Yeah. Gap tooth moved to yikes. Low cool at most. I'm gonna cross the line, cross the Mason-Dixie. Meh. But high meh. It's a high meh. It's a high meh. Look, we can actually see stuff now. Oops, what did I do? I made something disappear. There we go. Okay, anyone else have anything else they'd want to, like, that they see and think should be moved away from the cool? The KBD 67 V2 has almost 2,000 people on the waitlist, so it should stay up. Okay, just because a lot of people like it, does that make it cool? A lot of people like the Kardashians. I don't think they're cool. Are they cool? Maybe I'm too old for that. Maybe they are. I'm gonna say no. Would it be possible to separate keycaps from keyboards? Maybe in the future. Someone said something about the... Oh, yeah, regulations. Zephyr needs to be updated lower because it's such a thick integrated plate, and polycarb / Everhard half plates are the new hotness. Megatron Dots isn't even on this board yet. We'll get there eventually in a future episode. So the thing, like KBD Fans is good for a lot of people for its price and what it offers. But I don't think it's like it really transcends and makes something cool. I think it's a great stepping stone. It's a great KBD Fans offers products that are great stepping stones. But ultimately, I think a lot of people who get in the community want to step something cooler than a lot of KBD fan stuff. That's true, Rega, but like a lot of people talk about the ROI. Our custom keyboards does allow KBD fans to actually build a socket. It says so in the rules. They just discourage it because it's like a stepping stone customs. But I don't think like ROIs aren't always the best metric for like how cool something is. It is definitely something to consider if something is cool. It should be a small consideration, but not the biggest. I mean, if I put like a tag for the company of KBD fans, they would be cool for sure, right? They would be cool. Some of their products can be mixed, so it kind of depends. Okay. Let's look at some of the Mez. Okay, on the Mez. See if any of them should be moved. Oh wait, there's Godspeed. XDA Godspeed. That's pretty low meh. That should stay low meh. Oh, Living Speed Bump. You're wondering about the TKC 1800. It is pretty low meh. What does everyone think? Does the TKC 1800 should it be cooler than low meh? Should it be mid meh? High meh? A lot of people have complained. So some people say the TKC 1800 is an overpriced G80. All you're paying for is someone to disassemble your G80, put a plate which makes it feel worse, and then give it an overpriced paint job. That's the main argument against the TKC 1800. People say it's an overpriced paint job. It feels better without the plates. Why am I paying so much for a old vintage board? One of the advantages is, car paint is expensive. Some people do love the finish a lot. The new PCB gives it programmability and alternate layout options that weren't available before. That's it. Those are the main advantages. And for some people, those are worth it. Some are not. It's definitely, TKC 1800, this is the lowest it should be if it could move up. It's hard. I don't think there's pure malice behind it. I also don't. 1800 is a great layout. I have a 1800 right here with me. But yeah, maybe it should be mid-meh. The HPCP is like the best 1800 style board I've ever used though. Like, I love mine so much. It is amazing. Half plate, dude. Half plate it was the move. I'm so happy I went with the half plate. Okay, but okay, for most people, would you rather get a TKC 1800 for what, $200 and then pay for all the parts to build it, or would you get the Leopold FC 980C? I would get the Leopold 980C over a TKC 1800. And for me, and even if I put in the work to disassemble and lube the Leopold, that would be less labor and less expensive, the 980C, than putting together a TKC 1800. And I think when you compare the 1800 like that, it makes the TKC 1800 seem very distant on who it's trying to compete against, aside from that extremely unique and beautiful finish. So TKC also has a really interesting standard getting the T's. That's interesting, actually. Interesting to know about. The TKC 1800 is QMK, yeah. Yeah. So, at most, okay, how about this, everyone? It's not horrible, but it's not amazing. Let's just give it like into this up into this lance. Yeah. No, do not. Don't judge on that pick. Okay, this is just one pick. It has a ton of different colors. Trade places with this land. Not trade. Yeah, just trade places with this land. Let's do that. Isn't Adobe Illustrator amazing, everyone? Okay with that. I'm okay with that. What is it hiding under there? The white fox? Where? What? What are you talking about? Under the TKC? Oh yeah. It's under the Imperial here. There's so many things underneath. Yeah, there's a white fox, night fox right here. I mean, Saki, you have no idea. This board used to be way worse. For like the first like 10 or so episodes I did this, I had a physical board where I'd print out each of the things and I'd use little push pins and I'd put them in the board. That filled up way quicker. Way quicker than yeah. I need thumbnails and a magnifier. Minus the wingnut. Wingnut's cool. Yeah, this is the cool board. I think we're in a good place. No wows today. Surprise. We had some straddling the wow today, right? We had 2 sets straddling wow. 9009 round 1 and round 2. I did separate round 3 because different molds. And Honeywell. What is in WoW? Great question. Things are in WoW. I have Gateron Black ink switches, the HHKB Pro 2, because come on, the effect of the HHKB, it's cool, right? The J80, aka Jur A06, and the TGR Alice. Those are the only things that are definitively in the WoW category and not straddling the line. I think in the future, we will come back to have to argue. We will have to argue if GMK DMG, GMK Honeywell, GMK 9009 row 1 and row 2, and the Fiel round 1, if any of those will cross over the line. That's... So the only reason it's the top of WoW, because there's literally nothing better than it on the board yet. Like, right now, the only thing about the WoW section is there's so few things, you can't like relatively judge anything on the WoW. No Norbauer stuff. Actually, there is a Norbauer item, and the high cool. There's a heavy 6 over here. And Norbauer did Galaxy class, which is down here. This key set. So, Metaverse is low cool. Surprise Carbon isn't on here. We'll get to it. Yeah, I mean, I'm always taking suggestions. There's just so many sets to go through and so many keyboards. Like, I try to do a mix of modern stuff and old stuff and even vintage stuff, switches. So it's hard to get through so many things. Like, I do like usually like an average of an episode a month, and usually I cover between 12 and 18 items. And yeah. Yeah, I can make this world just GMKB black and white E-sets. Yeah, I need to... What do you guys think in the future I should do? Because this is every episode, this fills up so ridiculously fast, you know? Will the drop, alt, or control be on this board? They probably will be in the future. Like, if it's an item that has run and has been shipped, then it is eligible to be a contender on the cool board. For us to be judgmental assholes and figure out how cool it's not going to be. Or how cool it's going to be. I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. there's some things that like is interesting to talk about. Like I remember the episode we talked about the Ergodox. The Ergodox was pretty cool in its heyday, but when was the last time an Ergodox was run in the community? Sets don't support Ergodox anymore. It's gone. It's old news. It never evolved. So, Ergodox Easy, that's the most recent one, but I mean, who's buying that? Ergodox is like, it's the boomer Ergo keyboard. Like really, the Ergodox really is just the boomer Ergo keyboard. So, where's the Periodic not on here yet? Yeah, if you guys have suggestions, in my Discord channel, there's in my Discord server, there's a channel called Cool Board Recommendations. If the item has shipped, it's eligible, just spit anything out on there. I mean, that helps me put out episodes faster because is Alice considered Ergo? Ish. I know a lot of people. I also have too many Discord servers. I know it's one more. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I don't blame you either. If I'm in any Discord servers you're in, I mean, I'm always open to PMs as well. I know a lot of you raided from Gasp's server. I'm also there. So if you wanted to send me a PM with recommendations, if you don't want to join my server, that's fine as well. So don't worry about that. You know, if you like the show and you have recommendations, I'm always willing to listen to them. But yeah, thank you. A lot of people followed. A lot of people have come from the raid. So thank you, everyone. Any last items before we call it? You know, keep track. I should start keeping track of where stuff enters the board and where it goes. That'd be pretty cool. Interesting metrics. You know, you're right. You're actually pretty. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. That'd also be a lot of. I'd have to definitely limit myself to how many items are allowed to change per episode, because I usually introduce 12 to 18 new items, and then I usually go over 6 to 12 old items. Where's the 980C? I don't think it's on this board yet. We've only done the 660C for the Leopold board. Like I said, I haven't done anything. Even doing 12 to 18 items, there's just so many things in our community. Yeah, this chart is a bell curve, right? Not a decent amount of yikes, not too many, and a ton of mez, a ton of cools, and then trails off a wow. You just set some kind of standards, how far a board can then move after the entry. Interesting. Like a half step up or half step down. Weighted scoring. When the Norbauer 980C case comes out, it's going to be in the WoW category. We'll have to see. For a lot of people who are into that stuff or against that stuff, sound is a big deal. Some people didn't like how the Heavy 6 or Noble 4 sounded, so for them it went down. But for a lot of people, the look absolutely sold it, and that beautiful finish. Yeah, Norbauer is making a 980C case. You should check out the Keep Talk link. So, can you grab that link, Seblen? Metal Mashup HH. Oh my god, the Metal Mashup AK HHKV. What happened to that? Who has that? What happened to that? Oh, I remember that. You still have it in your closet? Oh my goodness. You have the only one. Wow. It's not salvageable in any way, is it? It's the worst thing you've ever had, ever. Can I try to make it good? I would really love to try to make it good. Like, please let me make it good. I'm gonna make an investigative video on make it actually, because that's funny, because it actually ties in. I had a okay, I will. Yeah, you underestimate myself, and I'm. Yeah, this is gonna be a whole 6-part series in a documentary that's gonna go through my whole entire life. Never had screws made for it. Well, good thing I know how to navigate McMaster car. So, you've taped together. You know what? I've built a tray mount case out of cardboard before, so why would irregular screw sizes? Why would they do what? Just irregular length, right? It's probably just like M2s or M2.5s. I can just get longer screws than necessary and then just cut them to size or Dremel them to size. I got it. We're good. We're good. No, not length. What do you mean? No, don't be like that, Loading Speed. No, don't be like that. No. I'll make it work. I mean, I can always just re-tap the holes, right? I feel like I can just re-tap the holes. That's, well, yeah, this is re-drilled. If I have to, I will. I'm an adult. That's an adult thing. I can drill a new hole and thread new inserts. If I have to, I will. So, don't. No, this is gonna be a new challenge. Okay, but real quick, back to the cool board. This is the cool board. I'll be posting a picture. You can download the whole full quality picture from my Discord if you'd like. It's gonna be a big file, but it's in the full 48 inches by 36 inches. So if you want to zoom in, look around, the file will be there. Let me just do a quick Control S. Yep. Have we had a keyboard with speed holes yet? Print it on my wall. Actually, oh my god, it's saving so slow. Illustrator is taking actually not that much CPU or memory. It's just slow right now. That's surprising. Driveway chalk. Hey, if anyone, the people who watched the very early episodes of this show know it was so much more janky because it used to be a physical board that I'd have behind me. I'd turn around, I'd stick things on the board, I'd print out the things, I'd hold it to the camera, I'd stick it on the board. That was messy. This is way better than anything. Because on the old ones, because there were pins that would go through other things, once something got buried by pins, you couldn't find out what it was without like ripping pins out. The physical board did have charm. That's definitely true. That's why I started with the physical board, because the inspiration was from Top Gear, who used to have a segment like this where they'd rate cars on how cool they were, but they also had they had a wall. It was the cool wall. I had a board, and this is still a board. They had a wall to work with, and they had like ladders too. They can like go up really high and go down and length. I don't have that. Their cool wall was bigger than my room. Cool board desk mount win. Oh my goodness. But it seems like a lot of people have given me a lot of great recommendations for what to put on the future episodes. I'm really happy about that. Thank you, everyone. Dots, because Dots is shipped out. Carbon, that's a good one to cover. What are things? I'll write them down right now. Let's write them down. I'll take your suggestions right now. Write me out. Who has suggestions? And remember, the only thing is as long as it has shipped before. These switches are so light. Gas wanted me to add artisans. I'll do an artisans episode, but she has to join me because I don't know that much about artisans. I'll need her and Lightning, Diego. I'll need both of them to join me, and I'll do it with both of them. We can have it on their own board. I'd be down to do it with the Gas. Was it pre 989? Gatsby wants she wanted me to move a lot of things around on this board. I do love when she was on the show. The first thing she did when I like, okay, Gatsby, you can pick the first topic, and she's like, GMK Necro straight to fucking meh, straight to fucking yikes, and we're like, that's the way it goes. Okay, anything else? This is a really good list though. Thank you everyone so much for helping me out. Pick things. Oh, GMK Doom rip. Oh. This is a whole running board. Yeah. The board gets updated every episode, so it's just gonna get more and more full and more cluttered. Every episode we will cover 12-ish new things and review. We'll go over like up to six-ish things that are already on the board and replace them if they need to. I might have to make each section wider. So this was originally scaled to be a physical board, hence the 48 by 36, and each of these tags are like 3 inches by 3 inches. Oh, say bliss. Well, okay, Thermal when it comes out next month. Someone remind me when Thermal releases. I only want to put on this reminder list. I only want to put things that are already out. I don't want to like, you know, take something from this list that's coming out in a month and forget that and like cover something that's so I need shrimpers, okay. So Regulicious, actually Hata has graphs demonstrating that even NOS vintage blacks are better than current retooled blacks. Cherry's molding used to legitimately, objectively be better in the past, decades ago, than it was now, even post retooling. So even getting a NOS vintage black is better than getting a Switch today. Of course, the brand new, the super, what's the word? The super worn in vintage blacks are the best. Their plastic has been worn so down where they're really smooth. What if you lube both of them? You're legitimately asking. If you lube both of them, it comes down to, can you personally feel a difference? I would guess over 75 to 89% of the community probably wouldn't if you do it well enough. They have a small sound difference and they do have a feel difference. Depending on what lube is used, you can tell, especially if you are a person who lubes with thinner coats. Yeah, the new Cherry stabs. Yeah. Not every time Cherry retools is a great thing. Sometimes it works out really well, sometimes it doesn't. I heard they've fixed most of them. I think Poner told me that the most recent batch is great. And yeah, we have amazing linears. Like I said, what's the linear in the WoW category? Hello, Gatoron Black Ink Switches, bud. Just get these. Just get these. This is the Huey seal of approval. I didn't even have to put on the Huey Dictator helmet to put Gatoron Black Inks in the WoW category. I just did it, and everyone who was watching was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, any other suggestions? I also accept, you can also suggest keyboards, key switches, and even switches too. You know what, let's just do the RF87U, the discontinued one. Hirose switches. Can I put vendors in? Too much heat? Let's do it. Screw it. I mean, vendors. Asterisk. I mean... Oh, HBCP in Austin. RIP sponsors. It's not like I get many. It's not like I get a lot of views or anything, anyways. Come on. Anyone can see my metrics. I mean, I do have sponsors, but they don't. My support is very limited. All 54 of you guys here. Thanks, guys. Do I have a link to my playlist? I'm just chilling on my YouTube mix. I have the best YouTube mixes. I mean, to be fair, this whole show is about being a judgmental asshole. I said it from the beginning, right? Candy bar? Is candy bar shipped? Yeah, it's shipped, hasn't it? Where's the Molly that shipped? Boat? I don't remember. Yes, it has. Candy bar shipped. Okay. We got a good list of recommendations. Thank you everyone so much. Well, this weekend I'm planning on building my Jane V2 CE. If anyone wants to tune in on that, don't worry about it, little Rob. This show is about dicking about. I mean, it's the cool board. So, yeah, I'll be building a Jane V2 CE this weekend. I am trying to schedule with. I know a lot of you guys rated me from Apiary Keyboards from Gasp. I am trying to get her on the key quiz. Please help me harass her to schedule a time that she can show up on the key quiz so she can either demolish the competition or end up like almost everyone else and end up with a negative score. If you haven't seen the key quiz, just like how this show is a ripoff of another show, the key quiz is a keyboard version of Jeopardy that I made. And a lot of people, myself included, want her to participate. Don't you all want to see Gasp participate in keyboard trivia? I do. Why don't I get more views? Because I'm bad at what I do. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, guys. There's 2 Robs now. I'm only bad at drinking. I'm bad at a lot of things. I'm really bad at drinking though. The callback. The key quiz. I do have 2 other. So the next key quiz episode, I'm trying to do this amazing scheduling. Okay, you guys have seen Nebulan in chat here trying to argue his heart out on why Big Bone is okay or why Lime is decent. Trying to get Nebulan on. Trying to get Gasp on. And the third guest, who said they want to be on, but I still need to work on the schedule, is Mike of Novel Keys. He's also pretty smart. He's pretty with it. So we've got some 3 pretty intelligent contestants, and it's going to be great. So whenever that's scheduled, I'll be posting on her server, my server, every server, just to show myself that the key quiz will be happening. And I hope to see you guys next time on the next episode of The Cool Board. LSP, I'll have you on. I'll probably have to have you on for the episode when Diego Lightning comes back, because he was the only one who did like amazingly well. It was crazy. Thanks so much, guys, thanks to anyone who came here for the first time from rating. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you stuck around, it was pretty interesting. I hope to watch a different kind of keyboard content. I know a lot of people don't do things other than build keyboards. I try to limit my keyboard building and try to put stuff like this out because honestly, I'm not as exciting as most of the keyboard builders. Like, you know, Nathan Kim is literally Bob Ross. Gas has an amazing A+ real down-to-earth personality. Topclack is Topclack. And I'm just trying to, like, make weird esoteric content that barely anyone will see, but that's okay, because I love you guys. Well, everyone, Thank you so much for watching the key quiz today. Hope you guys can tune into my future streams. Not the key quiz today, the cool board today. Everything sounds the same. I put the in front of it. Thank you everyone so much for tuning into the cool board today. Hope you guys can tune into my next streams coming up, whether it is doing a build, my JNV2CE this weekend, whether it's an upcoming key quiz episode in the next couple weeks, whether it's a NorCal meetup in November, if that happens, fingers crossed. Thank you everyone so much for watching my content. I have a YouTube, I have a Twitch, I have a Discord. I have all the bullshit social medias that I'm supposed to have, supposedly, for reasons. I'm bad at it. But I love you all. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Keep on keyboarding.